dude, that's the biggest thing that I've learned with this like streaming shit, content shit is like I posted a YouTube video. We lost to Johnny Red and OT. I think he watched the game. Dude shot it in the corner,
Yeah.
and I posted the like the video on YouTube because it was a good game. You know, I don't really care if we lose or not type shit. It's like, all right, good game, I'm not mad, whatever. And dude in there telling me, oh, like you can never win, like with you're toxic, this and that. I'm like, he's like, why are you yelling at your teammates? But like we're over here like giving up corner shots for the game. Like, what do you think? Like at the end of the day, I'm a man. Like it's like,
Right.
and it's like, bro, like, all
Right,
bro.
bro. Right. It's like we lost the game. Why not us the other night?
Yeah, I watched
And
that
we
shit.
missed
Yeah.
like 19 threes or some shit like that, right? And people be like, "Whoa, why are you spazzing?" Because what the hell are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you can only take so much. But even though I know like from coming from the league, it's like you know how stressful the league is, right?
Bro,
It's
that
like,
shit is bad on your mental sometimes.
bro, it's like so like when I sit here, I'm like, damn, maybe hey, I gotta take a second, like a break, whether I'm with my girl, whether I'm just going to the gym, doing something that takes me away because it's stressful, bro. Like nobody understands like the mental side of it, not just like going to hoop, but all the other stuff you deal with in between.
It's a lot of personalities you don't really feel like you're gonna have to encounter in the shit. Like you don't even know for real until you're in it. Like and you don't really understand how some of these people are gonna act when you act a certain way or vice versa, right? And it's like
Exactly.
that's
And,
what
and then,
that's the biggest thing for me when I like the first two seasons. Like I was just like, bro, I can't do this shit. I was gonna retire from this shit, bro, because I was like, there's no way this is how the shit's supposed to be ran type shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
right,
there's no way nobody gives a fuck like me. Like so that's what, bro. That's just stuff, bro. I already know, bro.
right. And then you go, the biggest thing is for me was you come from like you play with people that you know you're completely comfortable with in all season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or when you're grinding to make the league, you're with like a group of friends, you're all on the same mission. Y'all can talk about it like you've seen it. I've streamed it,
Right.
get into a big argument down 0-1 and go turn it around.
Yeah.
In the league, you could get in that same type of argument and it's not going to push you to get a win, but it could turn your whole season for the worse for months.
Nah, that's what I learned.
One of those.
Yeah, that's what I learned. The transparency is the hugest thing though with your teammates and shit. Like that's the hardest thing, bro, for real. Like when I tell you, bro, like see, like if I didn't get Jack and Justin and all them, bro, like dudes that actually can be real people, bro, I ain't no telling if I would ever want in this shit, bro. I'm gonna be real with you, like, because like how I speak, I can never change how I was as a person. I can never change how like I reacted to certain situations. Like you kind of have that same problem too. It's like you see some ass shit, something happens bad, nobody's saying nothing about it, you gonna say something, bro. And like I feel like without having the people that we had, and like Justin mainly because Justin would call me out on my shit too. Was like, bro, that matters, bro. Like, and so like to kind of go off of what you said, it's like that's a real thing, bro. Where it's like, if you can't say what you want, or if you do say what you think, and like the whole team just is the whole morale's down, and then there's groups on the team. You got half the team like each other, the other half don't like each other, and it's like, bro, that shit is hell, bro. It's like high school, bro. It's fucking high school shit.
And that's what playing like in person put into perspective for me. Like we were in the same hotel. I saw y'all around. Like y'all were walking around like a unit.
Nah.
And it's like you don't see Jack without seeing Brian. And you don't see without seeing D. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like that y'all are like this. You know what I'm saying? Versus you go to a season and everybody might not be that way. It might be a group of two, a group of three. You know what I'm saying? And
whatever it is.
You can't. I know for a fact when it comes to that stage stuff, you can't win like that because when you go into those games, because everybody, like I said, nothing is going to be perfect or any flood. You're not going to flood everybody. It's going to be hell games. But what is the mindset? Like, how's everybody feeling when the game it's ugly? When you're down, when you're losing, you understand when you're losing, you come out, you think you're supposed to be winning, you're down 10 points. Is everybody fighting, or do some people go quiet?
So, some people kind of done with the shit type thing or whatever. Like,
right.
Nah. Yeah.
So if you don't have that same mindset, you're battling another team as well.
You're battling yourself, right?
Right. Exactly.
You kind of trying to see where your team's at mentally. Like Follow said though, so we was on the first day, like when we hit the first day going to the trailers or whatever. We was on there with the Grizz, like it was us and the Grizz, and like. They were just cutting up, laughing and shit, bro, and like how we rock. It's like we don't give a fuck what you talking about type thing. Like we trying to get to the trailers to just fucking scrim basically, You know, they're talking about, oh, this is the Bubba bus, this and that. You know, it's all funny and shit. But, like, none of us are laughing, though. It's just like, we're just sitting there, whatever. Everybody got their headphones in. We're just going to the thing. And that's what Paulo said. It was like, no jokes, none. I'm like, bro, this is what it was, bro. And, like, man, bro, I'm telling you. Like, I just, that's where I feel like the big disconnect to a lot of the league is, like, not even, like, I don't want to say nothing bad about the Grizzlies. I feel like they had a good connection, like, as a team. But, like, a lot of teams, like, they're not really, like, fuck with each other. You know, I talk about this every episode, but it's, like, such a real thing when you don't have that transparency in between each other and that respect. I think the respect thing is the biggest thing. Like, you don't even have to fuck with each other for real. Like me and Jack didn't really fuck with each other last year. I'm gonna keep it a band with you. Like as people, like didn't get along a lot, but like we had a respect for each other because it was like, all right, bro, we got money, like to be made type shit. If that makes sense, like.
And believe it or not, because of like the age thing, I don't think that everybody's mission in the league is to go and win. You know, some guys are like cool with just, you know, making the league. They got their credit paid for.
They get a jersey.
You know, and then, you know what I'm saying? You made it and that's it. Whereas if, you know, like me, if I'm not winning, then is it worth, you know,
is it worth it? Yeah, you wasting your time type shit, like whatever.
Right. I can make more money outside the league if I'm not winning. If I'm going to be a bottom feeder, you know what I'm saying, just happy to be there, it's no point. So for me, I'm taking it serious like this is work for life. You know what I'm saying? It's vital to me surviving and flourishing in life. Whereas somebody could be like, you know, like I'm just trying to kick it here and you know, play the game. Like I'm just living life. And you're gonna bump no matter what when it comes to
you're gonna have issues no matter what. Like that's the point though, is like having like kind of Johnny Ray asked, he said, you think it's a team thing, like based on performance or hanging out the court to get a better connection? The thing is, you gotta find a happy medium, bro. There has to be a disconnect between real life, like relationships, and then work. Like business and like real life has to be separated in the league, right? You got to be able to like go to practice, fucking scream at each other, whatever y'all have to do to be great, and then when y'all get off this shit, be like, hey bro, let's go get a drink, or hey bro, let's go get food, like type shit. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people carry like what happens, like if I tell Crown, yo bro, what the fuck are you doing right here, and he gets mad at me at practice, and then now we're not talking for 2 days after the game, that's like hindering basically what we're trying to do. And I feel like that's the big thing, bro. Right. And it's like a lot of people like in the league, like you, like I don't want to bring up no teams, but like the Hawks for instance, right? Like I just see Matt Moore talk. It's like, dude, the whole fucking league knew what was going on with your team, bro. And it's like that's a problem too. It's like if people know what's going on, like you know, nobody's gonna take you serious. I think like the Hawks didn't get a scrim all year, bro. I mean, you know, nobody wanted to scrim the fucking Hawks. Like there's things like that all in the league, and it's like people gotta realize that it's a real thing that. If you can't have the business like thing where you go to work and like you have your issues, move on from it, and then go to the personal side of it where it's like, all right, bro, we cool, whatever. That's the thing that we were so good at was like me and Jack could scream at each other, me and Justin, whoever it was, and like off the game it was like, hey, bro, let's go get fucked up, or hey, bro, let's go get some food. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. You know, it was always like a never really that deep. You know, and that's like the big thing I feel like with the league. A lot of people hold on to shit that happens in, you know, in the fucking scrims for no reason type shit. Like it doesn't make sense.
And the other side of it is like you could be cool with somebody, like have a real good, you know, off the court relationship, and you can't allow that to hinder you being able to hold somebody accountable on 2K.
No, yeah, like, that's a real thing. We had that problem too.
You know, like you can't be like, oh, I don't really want to say this to this person, you know, because of your friendship. No, like the 2K thing, bro, you should be able to go in there and you know,
friendship should help that conversation. You know, like
exactly. If anything, that should be a way. You know, they should be able to see your perspective and trust that you have your best interest. You know what I'm saying? So, I think for certain, it's like that off the court thing is a big thing. But at the start of it, when you go, if you don't know somebody from a can of paint, maybe never spoke to that person, you end up on the same team. My opinion on how you're gonna get respect is when y'all go, you know, and you know what y'all have in common is the work ethic. You might not speak for the first week you're there, or right. You not feel like you're fitting in. But if you go to that practice facility and you get your game in, and that person is across the room putting in the same hours, you're like, oh, this person cares and values what we're here for. Yeah. And then you know you're there on the same mission, and it's like, oh, well, let's rock. You know what I'm saying? Because now you trust that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's a big part, I think, Johnny.
Just kind of seeing how people kind of act too in a group environment, how they talk to each other too, like. If somebody, like, that's what I always peeped, like, with, like, how I knew, like, it was going to be a good year, season 3, when we got Justin and Jack. So when I fucked up, obviously, you know, I'm talking my shit the whole practice, whatever, doing whatever. But when I would fuck up, Justin's on my ass, and I was like, I ain't never had that, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? When somebody get on me when I fuck up, and I was like, all right, hold on, we better have a good year. Then if I'm fucking up and this motherfucker's saying something to me, we're in a good spot because like I feel like in my past years, like we would always like it would always be a weird thing, right? Like Reese was a good teammate I had that would talk to me, even like Harry in season 1, but like I never had that relationship where it was like a real like a competition between each other, but not like on some no hating shit. Like it was like, all right, we want you to get better type shit. I want you vice versa, and it's like, man, I'm telling you, bro, like I talk about it every fucking episode, but god damn, it's so big, bro. It's just such a big thing in the league that like makes your team just 10 times better. But
right, that's what I had with Gio. You know what I'm saying?
now
like,
Gio a grown man. That's the thing that people don't know about. Like people don't really know about Gio is like he been through shit. Like he got kids. Like he, you know, what I'm saying, his house burned down. That motherfucker's been through real life shit. So like, there ain't shit you could tell him, say to him that he's not gonna be like, bro, like whatever, bro. Like let's just move on type shit. And that's the thing about Gio that nobody understands is like I've known him since like 17, and that motherfucker, bro's been the same motherfucker since like he was a nobody, bro. And like that's why I was so happy you was there, and I knew y'all would get along because like, bro, y'all are just grown ass men trying to win money, bro.
Yeah, and he was my, Gio was my roommate. And like I said, the one thing I want to say is when you go to the league, it's way different. And you had told me this too. That court is way bigger. It's a whole different game. What you do on retail, you can't do in the league.
It don't fucking matter. It don't fucking matter.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter the day you get there. You know, like we played y'all in the tip-off. And
y'all fucked on the Celtics. Yeah, y'all fucked on the Celtics.
You know, we felt good. You know what I'm saying? Then I got my welcome to the league moment with y'all. and me and Gio was sitting there watching the film. He was like, bro, you got to play that. And I'm like, I can't play that. And he was like, no, you can play that. And you know, Gio's not going to take, so sorry excuse. Because like I said, we butt heads until we saw like, bro, we're built from the same mold. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to accept nothing less. So, you know, he made me a better player where it's like, if he's saying I can play that, then I can play that. And
vice versa.
You know, weeks down the road, we was literally flying around. It started clicking because I trusted him. Like, okay, bro, if you really think that I can level up right there to play that and rotate here and rotate there, then I got you. You got the same for me. But at first, it was like,
once y'all
got
on that pick and roll, once y'all took out on that pick and roll, and it was like y'all was a string. You know what I'm saying? Like where like you would step, he would take it, type of shit. And then like same with Rigby, when y'all three got the press right, and like y'all was doing those things, that's when y'all really became hell. I remember weeks, like I said, that week we scrimmed y'all before the turn, and like we ain't never lost to y'all for real. Like we'd lose a game maybe, but we never lose a series to y'all in the scrim.
Right.
We'd always kind of handle our business, whatever. And y'all came out fucking on us, and I was like, okay. All right, hold on for a minute. Like we would make a watch those games like we're like, yo, these motherfuckers, they got it right now. Like they just got it. And I remember like y'all were just moving as a unit, bro. Like I'm talking about, like I ain't never seen a defense like that type shit. Like, not even our defense was like that. And I was like, bro, we don't have a chance. We see them motherfuckers, bro. That's what I was saying. And it was like, sure enough, bro. We fucking, you know, y'all go on and win the whole damn thing. We was in the semis. We fucking folded. Y'all get a free fucking turn. And I was just like, Jesus, bro, whatever.
Yeah, and we know, like, you know, we played a lot. And I used to tell guys like, bro, we playing this. Like it's the playoffs. Get up. I don't give a damn if it's 11 o'clock we playing up. I don't care what time we playing. I'm tired of losing to their ass, bro. So when that came around, I'm telling you, like straight up, when we were winning that week, that's when everybody said, you know what, we gonna go win the turn. Like everybody knew. Like you say it in hindsight,
Rigby
right?
was telling me that shit for real. Like Rigby was basically telling me like, hey bro, like yo, if y'all don't make it, it's free. And I was like, you know what, go crazy, my boy. And like sure enough, we get our shit popped. Yeah, Randall's in the chat right now, but like we got our shit popped, and then I remember watching y'all play, bro, and I was like, you and Gio were just on timing. Like it was just one of those things. Like, oh man, y'all was in y'all's pack.
You know, I couldn't lose that, man. I couldn't lose that one. But yeah, Rick, and that's the one thing like where we got closer. It's like, you know, like I had been benched, I came back in for that.
Yeah. So before you keep going with that, so like. What happened, bro? Like, obviously, you can say what you want. You can cuss on here, you take whatever. Obviously, like, you don't have to air out whatever. But, like, on some real shit, what you thought from your perspective, I don't want nobody else's perspective. From what happened for you, like, obviously, when you get benched, bro, it can't be a good feeling. Especially you was a guy that was, like, looked at in such high regard in the league, whatever. So, like, what happened, bro? Like, just, like, speak on that for a minute.
I remember one day, bro, like, you had texted me something, and it was before I made the league. I was streaming, and you told me, the things that I be saying are correct, but until you go somewhere and you level up and you make the league and whatever, that's not going to be received in the right way. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
Let's
what a lot
just
of people
call it
don't
what it
understand.
is.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't understand that. But like you got it because like you were like, all right, I kind of see where you're coming from, and then like you peeped it. All right, keep going now.
But in the league, you know what I'm saying? Now we playing for money. Everybody's watching. It's like that mindset. When I accepted that, it took a seat back that last month before going in, went away, and it was like, let's just call it what it is. I had the mindset of a center.
Yep.
Right. That's all I play.
Yep.
But let's be honest. I'm a rookie power forward, and my guys on my team are perennial playoff players.
Yep.
Their method works, and you know what I'm saying. We come in, and the mindset of me of being so vocal. You know, at the 4, I'm talking like I'm at the 5 still. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So that's just how you are as a person.
Yeah, exactly. I'm stronghold. I'm defensive anchor. I'm talking. And we're like I said, series against y'all was we would get our ass kicked. We would come out strong, make simple mistakes and beat ourselves. And next thing you know, the vibe is gone. And the next game we get our ass whipped. And I'm saying this is not acceptable. You know what I'm saying? And it's like coming in as a rookie, I wanted to win everything. I didn't give a damn if it was a 11 a.m. scrim.
It's a fact.
Yeah, I wanted to win everything. So I was taking those losses hard. Like, no, we're not supposed to be losing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, that's a fault on me where Gio was like, listen, bro, we going to go in a scrim week and get our ass whipped every day. and I didn't understand that. I'm like, no, we play this to the best of our ability. We should be winning.
Yeah, that should at least be competitive type shit.
Right. And, with Pete and Sherm and those guys, like, they are Sherm. When Sherm's locked in, he's locked in. But at the same time, like, they like an escape. I didn't have an escape. 2K, when I first got there, it was 2K or labbing, practicing, shooting. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be honest with you. When I first went to the league, I can say this now, I was nervous. I shot about 6 jump shots that mattered in 3 years. So I'm in the practice facility every night. I'm shooting every night. Whoever wants to shoot every morning, I'm shooting, because the last thing is going to happen to me is that.
Right. You don't get a guy that throws the game type shit.
Yeah, he couldn't get it done. He couldn't transition. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm taking this like it's life or death. And it was a disconnect because those guys had already been in the league. They kind of knew the routine. They knew how it went, whatever. Right. And it came to a point where my seriousness, was kind of, we were winning in our regular season games. I remember me and Gio had got into it over a defensive breakdown thing in film. Right. And this was right before a game against a Gen G game. And they were worried, like, dang, man, we had this right before the game. Now we're going to go out there and lose. Well, we went out there in 2-0, which I relayed the message, like, y'all, I don't know what drives y'all, but this makes me play better. Like, when somebody wants to hold me accountable, vice versa, it makes me take my game up to another notch. And you kind
of want to shut that person up. That's my big thing. It's like, when somebody says something to me, I'm trying to shut a motherfucker up, bro. Like,
right.
That's how
and I know I was wrong about what happened in the play, well, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen again. Type shit, because I don't want to hear what you have to say about it again. And we win the game, but like, I guess the vibe is off.
Yeah, the vibes aren't good type thing.
Right. And Doug's was catching crazy flack over the situation, but let's call it what it is there too. He came in, he barely was practicing. You know what I'm saying? He would get a couple reps here and there, but because I'm still transitioning to power forward, I'm taking most of the reps. So he's thrown in the fire, and we lose some games, and it's like that break in the bye week.
So who calls that? Was that Wes call though, to like kind of go a different route, or was that the team's call? What do you think of that? Like,
I think the team called it, and Wes made the decision based off the team.
Kind of see how they was acting.
But it was when we went home, so when we go home for the bye week, I'm thinking I'm getting traded. I'm not gonna play there again.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? People are hitting me up, like asking me what's going on. I'm thinking I'm done. And, West hits me up right before the July 4th, right before we come back. It was like, I want you to come back. I think we could fix this. And we go and have this talk when we get back. And it's just, completely honest, guys, let me know, like, they want me in the lineup. They feel like we are a really good team. And, you know what I'm saying? I told them I'm ready to come back and I could tone this down. I want to go into this turn week, and show y'all what I'm capable of. And, for some reason, like I said, like we spoke on a little, like that practice week went perfect. we just clicked. Everything was clicking. Everything just started going. By the midweek, everybody was just like, bro, I think this was needed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, everybody had a reset button because like now when y'all put like no offense to Don, I love Doug to death, bro. But like when y'all put him in, y'all kind of didn't have defense anymore. Like it's just like I'm not saying you was the sole reason, but like Pete was guarding pick and roll again, you know, and like no offense to Pete, he not a great pick and roll defender. He's good in the corner, whatever, and like y'all was struggling obviously, and then I remember when I'm telling you, bro, we ain't never lose to y'all in no damn scrim, bro. And I remember that week, bro, we played y'all twice. We played y'all on like a Monday and we played y'all on a Wednesday. Y'all busted our ass back to back days, and like usually we get our shit busted by somebody like Monday or Tuesday. We're like, all right, we'll see him again later in the week. We'll take care of business, whatever. And like, bro, y'all were on a different type of time, and that's when you was back in the lineup for real, because we didn't know. Like I said, we didn't know who was gonna play, whatever. And you was playing, you was guarding, fucking pick and roll, doing your thing, swinging. I was like, all right, yeah. Like they figured it out. Like I feel like y'all got the formula. Y'all figured out how to be teammates again, whatever, bro. And like, man, bro, and that's what's crazy is like I thought we were gonna see y'all in the fucking playoffs. Like I thought that was gonna be the thing. And
yeah, you know what? And I'll tell you like the playoffs thing. I felt like our team, some guys were burnt out. Like it was just like
in the season type shit, everybody ready to go home, like
right. And we let each other down like there. But just like the best moment of the season that let me know like we was a team is like when we was down 13 to the Knicks in the turn, and Sherm went on that like I think he went like an 11-0 run to bring us back. Like I had found like a crazy new level of respect for Sherm. Like everybody knows, you could say like he doesn't score as much as any other guards. When we needed him,
he a killer though.
Exactly like it's like I don't like the guards that can only get it done when it's pretty. I like a guard that can go. You could be 2 for 13 and be like, damn, he's stinking it up. Somebody is, you know what I'm saying? But we're holding the fort for you. We're down 4, and you go give me back-to-back threes in the fourth quarter, and it erases everything for me. I don't care what the box score looks like. I know
that's like up. In the same breath. That's how Jack is too. We're like Jack is shit it, bro, and like you just know if you can get him to a spot to win you the game, he can win the game for you. And I feel like Sherm kind of has that same aura. Like obviously. Sherm has some bad games, whatever, but the thing about Sherm is like he's always in the game. If that makes sense, like he's always like gonna call play, calling cuts, calling raps, whatever it is. Like that's the one thing that I loved about y'all's team was like y'all weren't like the traditional team that everybody's seen in the league. Y'all ran raps, y'all had plays. Rigby was used a lot more than everybody. It wasn't like he just ran pick and roll. Y'all used him in plays. You would cut, Trap would cut. Like y'all just had real shit that you had to like worry about, bro. And like, and I remember like when we would scrim y'all and this and that, like, bro, we had to be like, oh, watch cuts. It was like one of those things like you couldn't just sit there and just throw different looks at Sherm. Like, even though Sherm's not like the greatest scorer or whatever, but like he's like a floor general in a sense. Like he's gonna make everybody get involved. And when Sherm gets in his bag though when he is scoring, then it's like, hey man, it's one of them things you're along for the ride at that point. Like the motherfucker might fuck on something you don't even know. So it's like,
and not a lot of guards are gonna come in and hear the noise of like you average 10 less points than all the fancy guards.
Right.
And continue to say, hey, Rigby, come get this ball. And
he's good. He's good at deferring the ball. Like, he don't give a fuck if we got the ball. That's what I like about him too. And like Rigby was just a killer for y'all too. Like Jesus Christ, like Rig on defense, and then like I said, I had a solid ass team, bro. Y'all, like I said, I feel like if y'all was locked into the playoffs, I mean, y'all probably give us our best chance if we've seen y'all. So it's like, I feel like when y'all had it, like on defense, when y'all was doing y'all shit on defense, when y'all was pressing, when Rigby was up there blitzing and shit, and y'all was running y'all's rotations. I mean, bro, y'all was tough. And like that's when I seen y'all play the Nets, and like y'all letting the motherfuckers just ISO and shit. I'm like, oh no, this ain't it. Like this ain't y'all's defense, like type shit. So.
And the thing about it is, every time I saw Jack and Dallas on the elevator, getting food or whatever, he'd be like, I can't wait, Colonel. Like he would expect, what I'm saying? So I knew that we let it down because I knew like y'all were anticipating playing us. That's what we came. I came there on the plane, literally like, okay, let's go. I know who we got to get through to win this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was a letdown, but a necessary learning experience because where I toned down, now I kind of have this medium ground where I'll never let that happen again.
Right.
Like on stage, because I do not want to seem, toxic or anything like that. Nah. Honest, I'll never let that happen again. There's a medium ground that have figured out where we won't go on a stage and look unprepared or
like it's just the game
you know
one
what I'm
game.
saying.
The game one game was bad. Like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Type thing.
exactly.
And
And the game 2 game we should have won.
No, y'all was up. Y'all was up like 12. I remember I was watching the game.
You put yourself in that horrible position when you come out game 1 and the way we did. You know what I'm saying? Because in my opinion, if we would have came out the proper way, we win that series 2-1.
Yeah. I mean, bro, that Nets team was also like they were one of the teams that was a wild card. You never knew what like Chalk you were gonna get. Obviously, you knew Shots was good, but like if Chalk was in his bag, Faiz went crazy in the playoffs too. So like y'all kind of caught a Nets team that was just kind of on a roll. And what really fucked out though was the start of the first game. If y'all would have just came out and like made the first game competitive, even if y'all lost it, it would have been a whole different game for that second game because it doesn't seem that far away now. It's like you lose that first game and it's a hell game. It's like all right, we still have a chance. You know, we're right here type shit. When you get your shit clapped, it's like people start like, oh yeah, I'm ready to go home. Oh like this and that. And it's like it's a hard thing to like grasp when you're in that position though. Like when you're in, that position when you're down 0-1, you just get your shit beat, and then like. Then the game 2, it's like you're up, but you don't feel like you're up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all were up 12, and you probably sitting there like, damn, I don't know if we're really good for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? We need another stop type thing. It's like, that's the hardest part about that whole deal. Like, when you get your shit, like, just flooded in game 1. So, like, I'm already knowing, bro. Like, Jesus. Yeah. But nah, bro, like, the thing that's crazy about you is, like, obviously a lot of people don't know about you is you were started off, I remember you was playing the game. I played you back in, 18?
Yeah, 18.
Your name was Crown King. Then you qualified for the league last year, right? Was it last year? Season 3?
Well, it was season 2.
Season 2, and then you didn't go for season 3. You came later, right? Or am I bugging?
Yeah, I didn't go.
All right, so then season 2, you qualified under what? Pill Pop Animal. Those were your names. PPA, and then you kind of were like a guy that was like, you see you in like the lower tier lobbies, and you was kind of toxic. You would talk your shit, whatever. And then you came in later that post draft on season 3, and you just kind of took it by storm, bro. Your brother, I didn't know, Claude was your brother. That's when the shit was 3-4-7. And y'all motherfuckers, I'm talking about when we played y'all pre-draft and last year, it was like, Jesus, these motherfuckers got it. And like, you kind of changed your whole narrative when it came to like what you was looked at. Obviously famous for troll you and shit like that about, the PPA shit. But, like, you kind of came in and, like, built a whole image for yourself, bro. And, like, you did it at center. Like, and that's the hardest spot to do it at, especially, like, in a league where the centers are already took. Like, you kind of were like, fuck it. Like, if I'm not going to be center, they're going to put me on the court somewhere. And, like, I got a newfound respect for you because, like, it's hard to, like, get told no and then be like, hey, fuck it. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this and do that. And then, like, you kind of went a whole different route and then come back and have the success you had. You won a tournament, bro. Like, you got a banner. And, like, man, I can't, like, dude, did you just, like, that shit is just crazy. Like, just to see how, like, where you started, like, to see, like, the person you was. I remember I was playing you in what lobby was that? I was in Dime's lobby. I was playing you in Dime's lobby, yeah. And Dime said something to you, and you was ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, I'll fly out right now type shit. And I was like, oh, shit, bro, this dude don't got it right now. Like, he's freaking out, whatever, over something so minor. And to see how you changed, like, from that to now, it's like, bro, you a whole ass, like, professional. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get it now. Like, you understand the content side, you understand everything. And, like, man, I got newfound respect for you, obviously. We talk about it all the time. You're one of my closest friends on this shit, bro. And, like, just kind of how your mentality is on a lot of things is, overlooked a lot of times on how you are as a person, how you are as a leader. So, like, that's why, obviously, we play on Xbox together and shit like that. But just kind of see that growth is, it's special, bro. It's just special.
Yeah, man, that when I remember I was like, it was like 7 center spots. And then every 2 days, it was 6, and then 5.
Somebody would retain the next guy, yeah, like whatever. Yeah. Trade for another guy, like.
and literally, like, people knew, my aspirations of going for center. And when something happened, when somebody get retained, they'll at me on the timeline and be like, "Karan, it's getting less and less." You know what I'm saying? People would hit me up and be like, "Bro, you got to make the move to power forward or something." I'm like, "No," you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is. I don't feel like anybody's better than me at this position right now. Why am I going to move? And it was just like, hey, bro, it'd be smart. You know what I'm saying? People were asking me, can you play power forward? I was like, yeah, I can play power forward. That's why when all the questions came up of like, well, what are they going to do? Is like, I know that I could play it. It was the only thing that for me, the only like one job of the power forward that I was like, okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and get taken care of was the shooting.
Yeah.
I knew I could.
Well,
I knew I would be a
the thing
better
about you playing
rebounder.
center that helped you was like when you got on the pick and roll, you knew how to play pick and roll. So it's like
Right.
I mean, and you wasn't like you didn't know like you were one of the best at guarding pick and roll. Like it wasn't even close. Like you and Brad, like I told you, I talked about it all the time. It's like when you got a power forward, because like Dini always kind of struggled with pick and roll defense, but like. The thing when you got a power forward that can literally change the game, guarding the shit for you, it's a whole different outlook on center, bro. Like I can sit in the corner and just fucking sit there in sweet spot. Oh, I can have fun with it. So like when I knew whenever you went to power forward, but like when you was guarding corner, I knew you was gonna have a hard time with it because it's like you're not in the play on either sides of the ball. Well, then when they switched you to power, the pick and roll, I was like, okay, now there might be hell, and sure enough, bro, I figured it out like down the stretch, and man,
Yeah. And that
man. That's
that's one of the things I was worried about. Also, was obviously guarding corner at first because I remember in the tip off, Jack would literally stare at me from the other side of the court and play mind games with me the whole time. And I'm literally after that series, I'm talking to Gio and I'm like, Gio, I gotta watch film. I gotta watch some of these other power forwards because I haven't been in these corners in God knows how long. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like retail, I swing to the corner, but it's 4 seconds left. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm flying the corners and opposite wings and all that. But at the end of the day, starting in the start of an offense in the corner, I didn't have that in any in my game. You know what I'm saying? And watch it over time. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like I could probably improve that to be able to say I'm elite at that. But I went and got some of it. Gio kind of first of all when I went there, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Gio made me a better player. Like I was playing the corner like how you play on retail. Guys standing in a cut lane. He's like, bro,
you
bring your ass up into that gap.
Yeah, you spamming in the lane and shit, like whatever. Like, you're not really playing D.
He's like, bro, that's not defense. Bring your ass into this gap, watch the cut, and play this gap and show for this corner. And I'm like, gee, that's too high. He's like, no, it's not. No, it's not too high. I can do it. He said, I can do it right now. And you know what I'm saying? So he was the one who put me on the spot, like, crying, like, you can shoot now and you read, but I need you to, if we have to play you in the corner, you got to be elite.
You got to guard everything. I need you to guard the two-step, I need you to guard the cut, I need you to guard the sled. Like, you got to be the utility guy. That's what he was with Dini, was the same way with us, so I'm already knowing.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Gio.
Because we wanted to switch it back. Because like the set, I could play good defense for 23 seconds. Yep. And you used to do it a lot when we played in the scrim. I go and I'm like, Dayfri, I don't even know, man. You about to get me sent to the corner. Like we play in 23 seconds of defense. You catch the ball under the paint, look at me and just dunk it because that's another game. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not stopping that all the time. No. So I was happy to know, you know what I'm saying, like that I got that part of my game. Like, I had went in games late in that season where I was like, you know what, Pete, take pick and roll real quick. I'm going to the corner. And I was able to do that job. And that let me know, like, damn, like, Gio gave me a piece of my game that I didn't have when I got to the league.
And that's what's crazy about Gio. Nobody really knows him for real in the community, like unless you like. Like he don't talk on the timeline, nothing like that. And like he's one of the people that like actually understands the game. He understands a little part of it, and like he just good people, bro. At the end of the day, and like you saying he helped you with your game. It's like he was just talking to you like just straight up, bro, type shit. It was like, hey, bro, I need you to play this, and this, and it was like you did it, and like y'all's team obviously got better from it, and like. To look back on the shit, how Gio was looked at before the league started this year, how he was like, oh, Trap's not a top lock, Trap's not this, Trap's not that, whatever. And to him to kind of be like a top 3 lock, you could argue him be top 2, honestly. You could argue him be the best lock, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just crazy. Like, he don't get enough recognition for kind of what he did, for y'all's team and just for his, like, personal success to begin with. So.
Right. Like, I'm going to shoot jump shots at 2 a.m. in the facility. He's in there watching film, like, hey, and he doesn't shy away from anything. He'll say, Crown, listen, I need you to do this better.
Nah, he definitely watched a lot of film. That's all I like about him.
Yeah. And the one thing about, like, me is, like, if I know you put the work in and I know, like, that's what you're about, only thing I used to tell G is, I got you, bro. I got you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I respected his opinion tremendously.
Because he put the work in, bro. Like, he just put the work in.
Exactly. He always knew what he was talking about. But yeah, he doesn't talk on the timeline and stuff like that. But that guy is important to have for player development. He's good. You know what I'm saying?
He's just an OG. He's just an OG. He's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not gonna go at you sideways, nothing. He's just gonna talk to you, bro. Like that's what I love about Gio. He had a real case for turn MVP. Like obviously Rigby, deserved it, but like Gio, I think one of them games, bro, what's his name had 10 TOs, like, and like
Yeah.
that. I'm not saying it was all Geo, but like y'all are putting him in spots over and over again in bad spots, and like, and I'm just man. Bro,
I'll tell you a funny story about that, man. Game 2 of the turn, finals, we had let the Blazers come back from 10 down in like a minute. And Rigby is pissed because he's hooping and he's like, bro, how could we let this happen? You know, he's discouraged. And Gio and I, you know, this is really true. You know, we're smaller because we know we're like, bro, he has 0 points. He has 0 points and 6 turnovers. I go to the bathroom at halftime and I see Rigby, I see Gio. I'm like, this is done. Like, he just can't figure it out. So go get the lead and it's done. And Gio was like, bro, I'm locked in. Like, I mean, literally, like, our hands were hurting. Like, because me and Gio were sitting next to each other every stop. Like, dapping up. You know what I'm saying? Literally, we could feel it stinging, like, bro, you hurt my hand? I said, yeah, you hurt him. Like, we were just hyped. He was in a zone, like, and you know, Rigby was hooping. So that's his MVP. But I'm telling you, that man could not breathe without thinking about what Gio was doing. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
I was sitting at blitzes at him. Yeah, I was doing all
like,
kinds of shit.
Everything we guessed, right? You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, hey, blitz left, steal. Hey, play the paint here.
That's just him. That's just film, though. That's just him. He knew, like, and that's what's crazy with y'all. It's like, y'all probably, when we ain't win the shit, y'all seen the Blazers. I'm not saying the Blazers were bad by no means. Like, they was a good team. Like, obviously, randoms and bread, great defenders. You knew you had to worry about their defense. But the thing was, like, I knew y'all had something for them because I was watching how y'all was playing everybody. Like, when y'all played the Heat and y'all beat them by 40, I was, like, the first game. I was like, all right, bro, like, it's one of them things, like, them dudes, like, they're locked in. Like, and I remember we came out and we was in a hell game at the Blazers. And I'm not saying, like I said, I don't want to say nobody the Blazers are bad, but, like, we knew where we was at, like, where our skill level was at. And for us to kind of get embarrassed the way we did, I was like, dude, this is bad. That's why I thought the Blazers had a chance against y'all for a minute because I was like, momentum, whatever. And then y'all came out, like I said, bro. That shit was crazy. The game was like 34 to like 38 in the fourth quarter, and I was like, bro, these motherfuckers are playing defense. Yeah. I was like, yo.
and you know, the funny thing is, the only team we lost to, we had a 3 scrim day. They were the 3rd scrim of the day. And we had played you guys at like 11.
Right.
We got our ass kicked by the Blazers, and you know, Goofy was flopping and everything. Mm-hmm. And we came and we were all sitting there like, bro, we're just tired. We know. And you know, to be honest, we're looking at the bracket like, we're not going to see them anyway. Because we thinking y'all going to get
right,
through.
We're get out
but we played the Blazers enough to have the film. Like, I'm like, y'all, if they're kicking our ass right here, like, at least we got something. We went back and watched that, bro, knew exactly what they wanted to do. And they lost when they banned the wrong power forward. They took me off the second build that I used. They gave me the one that I wanted to use.
Right.
So I was like, oh. And then because Pete went and had like, what, 25 and 13 or something
Pete
like that.
Was doing the same on the 610.
They used the ban on him. So I was like, oh, no. If they're taking away another center and they just got small, like, you know what I'm saying? Now it's like, now he can't even.
He can't mash you. Yeah, he can't mash you type shit when it gets late. Like, whatever, yeah.
I was in a great mood. I'm literally walking 1-0. I'm walking to the bathroom. I'm like, I see the media guys. I'm like, this is done. Like, that's who they banned. Like, they banned him and let me stay on my build. Like, that's fine. Because the whole tournament, they were taking me off the power forwards build.
Right.
And making me play on, like, the one with no interior or whatever.
With the stretch glass in or whatever. I already remember.
Right. Yeah. So when they let me stay on it, I'm just like, well, I feel comfortable. That's just how it went.
Nah, bro, y'all was, bro. I cannot believe we let y'all win that shit though. Like, oh my god, I get mad when I think about that shit because y'all was really just hooping though. Like, I can't even be mad because like how y'all was playing, but like, bro, Jesus Christ, bro. I just remember we played y'all in the scrim that week. I talked about it already, but dude, I remember, bro. Me and Justin got into it because Sherm was fucking on him, and then y'all started doing. Y'all had this little play like we would try to hyper. Y'all was dotting the hypers and like everything about our defense. Y'all had it, and I was like, obviously we had one game where y'all beat us by like 3. But like it was like a 55 to 52 game. Like, it was just a gritty ass game, and it was like one of them. And like I remember, bro, Jack was rattled. He's like, "Oh, they're not gonna play like this, this and that, whatever." And then like y'all come out, bro, just running this shit. And I remember me and Jack were sitting there watching the finals, whatever, and he's just like, "Yeah, they just got it right now." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, this shit is tough." And that's why that's why we thought like y'all would hit that I guess, you know, speed again when it came playoffs. I thought that was gonna be back in y'all's bag. I thought we was gonna see y'all and obviously, you know, we seen the Nets, but like, I just remember, bro, like when y'all was that turn week, I thought there was nobody better in the whole league, bro. And obviously, y'all ended up winning the tournament, so y'all was the best team. But like, Jesus, bro, y'all beat some good teams too down the stretch. Like, oh, bro, man, I cannot.
That playoff thing was just a burnout thing. I think.
Nah, sad. That's what's sad to say. So Hornet scrims used to be good runs. I'm telling you, bro. Like there was like 4 teams that you know that was gonna give you hell games, like in scrims. You had the T-Wolves, obviously. The T-Wolves were probably the best runs out of everybody because they would fuck on you.
Hell yeah.
The Pacers were solid for us. I don't know if y'all fucked on the Pacers or not, but the Pacers used to fuck on us a little bit. And then y'all were good runs, obviously. We would beat y'all, but we had good games. And then, like, probably, bro, on some real shit, I would have to say probably we played the Warriors or the Jazz. Like them either out of them two, they would be able to the best runs. For you, I don't really know. Like,
if for us, it was y'all. It was the Wolves. I mean, the Wolves. You know, the Wolves changed your whole morale for the day.
No, the Wolves. They really threw the bag. They were supposed to win the chip this year. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, the Wolves would literally change your morale for the day. You could have one good scrim, play the Wolves, and feel entirely different about your team. Man, I'm like, we could play good. And the Pacers. Yeah, we played the Pacers a lot. We would win those, but those were always good runs. And then I say like the Warriors were hit or miss. Like I think they were like try out defensive rotation. So some games
they were always trying to work on something. But that's what I like about playing them. Is like you never knew what you was gonna see to get something. Like they would be running 2-3, like an actual 2-3 zone, and a 3-2, and it's like what the fuck are y'all doing, bro? But like the shit would work. Like they would fuck with it. So.
And the thing about it is like we would have like this little rivalry because we played the retail build against the Warriors, and we were trolling and talking back and forth. But going through the season and playing them, that's when I saw like, hey, this Guns kid is really good. Like, you know, like from where we started, where I was like, okay, he's good, but as we went further, I was like, yo, he's one of them.
Yeah, he's one of them. For real.
He's a rookie, but you could arguably put him in that top echelon of the center. I'm like, yeah, he knows.
He just plays defense though. Like he just play anybody that plays defense. Like, I remember we was playing when the Blazers were bad. Like we played them and they was getting their shit kicked in, and then we played them when they like figured out their defense, and like Brad was like fucking with me. Like he would blitz Jack one play and I didn't slip, and the next play I slipped too early. Jack gets plugged by Randall. It's like that's how I know somebody's good. Like Hezzy used to make it hard on me, like to read the slip, like if I should slip or not. And like same with you, same with Brad. Like they different defenses matter, right? And like I remember that like people were like, oh, why do you have Hezzy so high? I said, bro, when you got a motherfucker that can play out of the corner, can play the pick and roll, like can play like every spot on the court. Like, bro, you gotta worry about him, right? Like, you gotta worry about what he's gonna do. Like, and I remember every play, bro. I'm over here fucking faking a slip and not because I don't know if he's gonna blitz or not. And like, bro, Jack's getting pissed off obviously because I'm fucking leaving him on the island. It's like, dude, that Warriors team when they was locked in, that's another team. The Warriors had a chance to win the finals this year too. There was some good fucking teams this year. Dude. The league was mad competitive, honestly. We had like, especially out of the West, bro. The league was mad fucking competitive.
Yeah, and playing the Warriors is like. We used to like, you know, because what Gio was like, Gio could really sit and play defense on guys that don't really dribble.
Right.
But going through it is like you watch Keenan figure out shit too, and he's like, you're like, yeah, he isn't really dribbling and all that, but he's gonna go get his point. You're gonna press start, and he's still gonna have 20. He's gonna give you 20. He's gonna have 22, 23. You'll be like, how did he? You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing I do. I'm really good at tracking where people score and how they score. And I'm like, bro, how does he have 20-something points? He's like one of the guys you're looking like, where did he get that again? And it's like, he's just going to figure it out. He's just going
to mash you, he's going to shoot a midi, he's going to do the drop step shit. Like, you don't know what he's going to do. He's just running around and scoring, bro.
He would literally run to me, make me show mid for as long as I had to.
Right.
Stand there, I'm backing up to the center, then he'll shoot right there. Like, he just played weird. They were good. They were good. And then Grady, and he go up with anything, you know, he just run through the baseline and press square wherever he's at.
Nah, Sammy was a buck, bro. No, Justin used to watch us film like crazy, bro. I remember that shit because Sammy on the break, hey, out of bucket, bro. I swear to God, I'm gonna put it in the rim every time.
Yeah.
But bro, like just think about like the teams that you thought was gonna be good. Like that's what I always think about too. Like, cause Sav's in here, Follows in here, like. Nobody really thought the Pacers were going to be good. Nobody really thought y'all was going to be good. Like, the teams that were gassed up, like Gen G was gassed up, right? Everybody thought the Magic was going to be good. I mean, there was a couple other teams I'm trying to think of that was just not it. Like the Bucks. Everybody thought the Bucks were gonna be good at the start of the year, and like, bro, to see like how the league unfolds every year is so funny. Like, everybody thought y'all was gonna be a shit show because you was a center going with a power forward, right? Everybody thought Sav was gonna, he's a shooting guard going to point guard. Sav did his thing on the Pacers. Like, they didn't really know who's their shooting guard, and then like to look at even the Grizzlies, right? Even though I still think the Grizzlies are terrible, but like. For them to have the success they had, though, for them, like everybody thought they was gonna be bad, and like, obviously Vandy was Vandy during retail, but like for them to have the success they had, and like they was the number one team at one point, obviously, and like it's crazy to see how the shit kind of unfolds for real, like to see kind of how Vandy does this, and then Sav went from. Sav went from like being this guy that was a scorer that could actually pass the ball, and like with you went to power forward, became a real like threat on defense. Like, man, I'm telling you, it was just a whole different thing, bro. Like. Everything is crazy about the league. Like we talk about, like the court's bigger. Like, like the builds aren't as souped. Like you really see who got stick in the league. Like you really see who could go out there and
way
guard.
Different.
You can see who really can go fucking out there and hold defense type shit. Like whatever. Like oh man, I love the league, bro, for that reason.
That's one thing I used to hear outside of the league that I used to hate, but it's so true. Like when people say, "I want to see you do that in the league," or like. Hey, the league is way different. And you're like, bro, you're just saying that because y'all in the league. And no. What I'm watching, especially on this game, you know what I'm saying? And what I won't do, I don't want to like call you specific. It's just in general, as a whole thing. Some people are playing 3-4. I promise you're not doing that in the league. Like, it just doesn't happen in the league that way.
Yeah.
Like this court is maybe 60-70% smaller than what
you can't sit there in the sweet spot no more, my boy.
you stand on that little block area on the left trying to play that pass, and you're not doing it. Like you know what I'm saying? So it is a wake up call because, like I said, when I was playing pick and roll, everybody knows I used to play.
Yo, Bash, you on the 3 months, bro.
On the lock, like I'm on the lock. I'm running back to the paint. But you can't do that in the league. From the limitless part of the 3-point line in the league to the paint. You'll be inbounding the ball by the time you get back there. You know what I'm saying? It was like
there's a lot of crazy shit though in the league, like bro, like dude, if you play lock in the league and you actually get stops, you got my respect, bro. Like I'm gonna keep it a band with you because like especially on this game, that's what's tough about you. You and Sav came in the league. Obviously, it was better for Sav, but like y'all came in the league when it was so easy to score, and the court is fucking huge. You can shoot slow fades, you can shoot fast fades, you can fucking contact dunk, you can do the drop step shit. There was so much shit you had to guard, bro. Like blinders was fucking cracked. Like dude, like plucks, like the only thing that saved the league though, honestly, was the plucks, like the little bullshit plucks, like you could actually get stops, and like. Bro, that was literally it, bro. Because like, dude, the league was crazy, bro. I remember I started the league, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. We was getting fucked on, dude. I remember we played Kai, and like I was like, yo, Kai might actually be the best player I've ever seen in my life. Like when he was doing on slow fades, like because he was doing slow fades before I ever seen anybody do slow fades, and I was like, and I remember we played Ethan. He was doing the same shit. We're like, bro, that can't be a good shot. No way. We weren't even stepping up. Like, man, bro, I'm telling you.
We played Ethan.
Yo, Salty, let's on the Twitch Prime, bro. Much love.
He only shot that shot. Literally, when you press start, he was like 11 for 22 or something. I'm like, bro, he has no other field goal besides. He's only shooting that. And then you were in the chat, like the little scrim chat, where he would laugh because I'm picking him up at half court. Yeah. Somebody else on his team is going to score. Like you're not going to come out and shoot 30 knee highs, and this is not happening. But I used to say that to people, and people, like people don't like when people give credit in this. I tell people all the time, I don't know if there's a better 2K player than Kai, because
when it comes to stick skill, him and Rhea, like stick skill wise, they got it, bro. Like they got it.
I literally would watch stuff back of our scrims and say, he's playing lock, power forward. I saw him on pick and roll on the back end of it. And he has 35.
And he run the pick and roll.
And I'm like, you say this to, you know what I'm saying? You say, oh, y'all just saying that. No. I'm telling you from a perspective, we played the Wolves maybe. The only team probably played the Wolves more in scrims was probably y'all.
No, yeah, we played, bro. If anybody from the team was in here, bro, we played, like I said, we probably played them over 100 times. And like, when I tell you, bro, you load in sometimes, and if Kyle was on one, bro, you weren't winning the game, bro. Like, it's just you weren't winning that motherfucker. Bear could be shitting it, Slaughter could be shitting it, Saint, whoever it, bro. If Kyle was on one, hey, you want to pack it up. Because that motherfucker's hey, he gonna get him one, I promise. He gonna get him one.
You could be winning. He'll hit a 3, get a pluck, get another pluck.
Nah, he was the first person I seen get them plucks though, for real. Like we was scrimming them, bro. They was pressing us, right? Kai used to press, and he was just taking the ball from Jack, taking it from Jack. Jack got rattled, bro. Fucking quit the game, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Like oh man, Kai was on our ass there for a minute, bro.
No, I remember because Wes used to be like, "Hey, Sherm, you gotta keep the ball." And Sherm would be like, "What are you talking about?"
He's just taking that
he's
shit.
just taking the ball. Like I'm not doing anything wrong.
Nah,
And it would.
That's a
and,
fact.
and you know, Rigby is just sitting there like, hey, "You got it." And we would literally be like, "Rigby, are you trying to beat this man, or is because you know, like they have a good relationship, so it's like, I'm like Rigby, I don't want to hear another word about it."
No, so Jack would be like that too, and Justin used to get mad. So there was two people, bro. There was two people that like obviously Jack thought was like that, and that was Splash and that was Kai guard. Like he thought that was like that when it came to like stick seal shit. And I remember we played Splash one time. He ran like 5.27s in a row, slow fades against us. And like Jack's like, bro, he can shoot those shots because he can green. He's freaking out, whatever. And then like when Kai would do his thing, and I remember Justin would get so mad, just like, bro, stop fucking talking about it. I don't want to hear about him. So I already know what you're talking about, bro. Like that shit is so funny, bro. I'm telling you, that shit is fucking comedy. But I'm telling you, Kai, like I said though, when Kai was in his bag, hey, you might as well just tip your cap, bro, and keep it moving, bro. It's one of them.
Jazz were bad runs. I don't know. They probably played y'all serious, but when we played the Jazz, they showed up 30 minutes late. Rhea would go up with anything in the paint. Sometimes they had comp playing. That was bad runs.
See the Jazz towards the end. They was at the start of the year they was bad runs, but like we played them towards the end, and like they was great runs. Like bro, every time we played them it was like a fucking final series. Like we played them before we left for Dallas, and like we had probably the grittiest 3-game series I ever seen in my life. Like we went to double OT in the first game, went to OT the second game. They beat us one of the games, so then we had to play game 3, and we won by like 4 the next game. And Splash hit me up and said, "Yo, bro, that was the finals right there. That's the finals." And like we were like kind of understood that. I was like, "Yo, we probably gonna see each other in the finals if we both make it." And then we played them in the trailers, same shit, bro. Like they fucked on us one game, we fucked on the next game. It was one of those, like, and we're like, all right, bro, like they're locked in. That's how I kind of knew the Jazz were gonna be like that for real. And like I already know if they was bad runs for y'all, I'm sorry, because when they were locked, hey, when that team was locked in, bro, because you know Splash, bro, like. Splash one of them. Like, he's like that, bro. Like, oh my God. And then, like I said, when Rhea's locked in, too, when Rhea's doing his shit, man, I'm telling you, bro. And the Grizz were the worst runs, bro. The worst runs. The Grizz were terrible. Hold on, I'll say something, bro. Hold on. DT was talking shit. Bro, DT, Season 2 league build was the worst league build for centers, bro. Like, I could put my fucking grandma at center, and she could be half decent, bro. Like, I get it, you like Season 2 league build, bro, because, like, you know, y'all was the only year you was good for real, but, like, Season 3 league build, it was my favorite year for centers. Like, because center in Season 3 league build, you had to have real stick at center. You had to be able to pass the ball. You had to be able to play defense. You couldn't just sit there and watch them post hook you because you had to jump at it. It was a mind game every time you got it. And then, like, I mean, bro, then, like, Season 4, like, bro, you had to have real stick, too, at center. And, like, Season 2 was cool, but, like, at center, bro, like I said, bro, I could put literally my little sister out there and go play center, bro. And you could put your worst player there and hide him, bro. I'm not gonna talk about who was the final center that won it all, bro. But you know, y'all know already. But my point is like there was no skill gap at center, bro. I get why you liked it because you could run around and shoot crack shots with your power forward, bro, and shit. But like the build was not that good, bro. It was decent if you had the build was good if you had a good point guard. If I had a good point guard, I might have spoke differently on it. But like Season 3 and Season 4, center had a real skill gap. Like you had to have thumbs, bro, for real. Like you had to have thumbs. Like you had to, bro. But nah, dude, I had to address that real quick. My fault, bro. Because everybody always talk about season two, and it's like, bro, I'm telling you, bro. I mean, that's cool though, DT. Fucking, bro, nobody post hooked us though. Why they post hooking you? Why aren't you sitting jumping at it? My point is like, bro, if you had stick, that's why how I gauge the league build, right? I don't care about how it looks when they watch it, because y'all probably thought Season 3 was ass, but like with you, Crown, you knew if you got stopped, like y'all was a top 3 defense, so like you knew y'all had stick. You knew who had stick in this shit. Like that's it. Kind of like I'm cool with the overpowered offense for real. Like I'm cool with that because like if you can get stops with that shit, you really like that. I ain't gonna lie. Like this shit I'm playing now, like bro, it's like, I mean, bro, anybody can fucking play defense with this shit. Like I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, and that's a hard for people that need that need new players that are looking at prospects. It's tough because everybody is the best. So. Who do you judge? You know, who do you know is going to be like that in the league when everybody, I'm looking down the timeline and I'm watching everybody come down, stop, pop, and I know damn well only a handful of players gonna do that even in the league in a regular season game.
Yeah.
So if everybody's just coming down the court looking like Zeus now, like how do you?
It's really tough to like gauge power forwards and locks now. Like that's the hard part because like when you look at the power forwards and this shit, like obviously like you know who's good if you know, but like it's hard to really tell who really got D though. You feel me? Like and like same with the locks. Like obviously the plugs had toned out a little bit, but like still the plugs are low D still. And like I don't know, it's just tough, bro. Like to see like it's tough for anybody that's got to draft a fucking lockdown and a fucking even a shooting guard too, bro. Because shooting guards they all got fucking defense now too with the crack builds. Like I'm telling you, the game is crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hold on, hey. Matt wants to know, can we get Crown's top 3 power forwards in the league? I already know what he's gonna say, bro. But you can go ahead, Crown.
Top 3 power forwards in the league. Definitely Dini.
Yeah, Dean's one of them.
Brad.
Yeah. He don't even play retail. He just know he like that.
and if you don't, you know what I'm saying, I won't include myself. I'll say
the third one a little tough, ain't it?
The third one is let me see. It's between like Spartan DT and Lav. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
I was gonna say Lav, like if I was gonna say
I would, you know what I'm saying? Like those are you have to like when it comes to first of all, when it comes to Dini, it's like, is Dini about to come on the court and slow fade? No. But
he gonna green every shot?
Are you gonna try to box him out, and the next thing you know, he swam to the other side and get the board? Is he gonna do everything? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to account for him to say like, oh yeah, he's gonna come make a play on offense, but he's gonna make all his shots. He's gonna rebound the ball. He's gonna play his lanes. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I know for a fact, like, it might be different. Like, okay, yeah, I don't have to watch him on offense getting the ball and trying to step back, but I know damn well I'm gonna have Gio and them in my ear.
Yeah, we gotta put body on him.
Why did he box his ass out? Why is he 9 rebounds in the third quarter? You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what Dini does. Like, so like people gotta sometimes look at it and take away what is the job of the power forward. Like, that's not like, oh, yeah, some people push the envelope, but he does the job of the power forward.
Probably at the highest level of anybody.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Like, he's not gonna get on pick and roll like you and Brad and kind of like, you know.
Right, I'm a hybrid. I'm kind of like a hybrid.
Yeah, he's not gonna get on there and kind of do what y'all do. But when it come out of that corner, he's got it. Like he's one of them. Like,
right.
But nah, that's it. I like that little list though. Like, even Spartan too. I feel like Spartan had a bunch of Beezus a good one too. Like Spartan Beezus, like that. It's really tough though when you get around that area because like you don't really know who sticks out for real. Like I like Lab a lot because Lab guarded pick and roll, Lab guarded the corner, and like Lab was obviously he didn't shoot well in the playoffs, but like bro, he usually was knocked down. Like a little shit like that would like power forwards do just make a whole difference, bro.
Yeah, it's just in my thing being at the power forward position, it really is just a group of power, like just say the group of power forwards that you have to account for. Because some of them, I don't gotta worry about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't even thinking about you. I'm really looking at it. Oh, I'm matching up with the center this game. I don't give a damn what you're doing.
There's a lot of power forwards like that for real.
It is. So like when you say Lab, Beezus, those guys are people like you know their name.
Yeah, like when I played Beezus in the finals, he baited me like 3 times. I was like, all right, bro, all right. You know what I know? It's like, okay.
Those are people that you put there. I think I saw Matt say, who did I think was not good until I got into the league?
That's a good question. I like that one. Yeah.
I
like that one a lot.
Player that I didn't know that I thought wasn't good until I got into the league.
I got a couple I can do for this year, honestly.
You know who I'll say I didn't know was that good was Slaughter until I played him.
Slaughter a baller, ain't he? He played good ball.
He's a bro. We would play them in games and it would make me question if I need to get in the lab and figure out my shit.
Right.
Because you know what I'm saying? I'm not getting the board. I'm not stopping him in the paint. Like he was hooping. And I didn't know he was like that. Like, hey, he's one of them guys.
No,
but I don't
Slaughter plays good ball.
I would say it's not good. Like I thought not good and surprised me. I think it was like more so if you want to say like I'll say like now I didn't know if it was a prospect. I didn't know 630 was going to the Pacers to turn up how he did.
To be an MVP.
You know what I'm saying? I knew he was good at the game because like we played tens and I watched him play. I knew he was good at the game, but to go like be MVP, like we weren't even cool at a point. And I texted him. We texted each other at the end of the season, like, "Hey, bro, we gotta tip our caps." You know what I'm saying? He said the same thing to me.
That's the thing about Sav. That's the thing about Sav. He usually just like I said, he gives his respect like when it's given, like when it's due type thing. And like I was happy for Sav. Obviously, I wanted to win MVP. I'd be lying if I can't say I didn't want to, but like to see him win it, bro. To see where he started at, bro. I've been playing against this kid since he was 15, and like for him to kind of come in the league and just dominate, bro. You just gotta fucking tip your caps to the kid, bro. And like, and it's like. To see him go to the Pacers, change the whole narrative for Cody, change the whole Pacer narrative. It's like it's crazy, right? He didn't have a real shooting guard all year, to be honest with you. Like he had a pure sharp on his hash. And like the thing about Sav is like he don't run plays, so you need a ball handler. So like, man, I'm telling you, like that whole thing is crazy. Like to see what he did. Hold on, Matt asked me what rookie you thought he wasn't gonna be like that and was good. I mean, bro, to be honest, and he's in the chat right now. I didn't think Dre was gonna be good. Like, and I know y'all have y'all's group or whatever, but like. I did not think Dre was going to transfer well to the league. I didn't think he was going to – I thought he dribbled too much. I thought he sit behind the screen too much. But kind of how he, like, transferred his game to, like, be, like, he could throw the slip. He ran raps. Even though his – I think his hash was kind of troll. But, like, he didn't really, like, use his hash. He made it to the playoffs. And, like, he had a field radiant shoes and was one of those guys. And the thing about Dre, if Dre would have, like, kept it going from the tip-off, he almost won the damn tip-off, too. And, like, if he would have kept it going, he might have won Rookie of the Year, too. He would have basically gave Sav a run for his money. But, like, he kind of slowed down. But, yeah, I'd probably Dre, bro. To be honest with you. We getting a question today going at the end? Yeah, we go ahead and do it now, bro. We just bullshit now. We just talking. Talking about a little bit of crown, whatever. But, no, I'm telling you, though, Dre throws a slip. That's the difference, bro. Anybody that throws a slip is hard to play against. Because, like, you got to respect that shit. If you see a lot of defenses, they don't play for the quick slip. They play for the late slip, if that makes sense. Like, they play to drop late instead of play early. So, like, when Dre would throw the quick slip, it puts the center in a spot to make a read. And then you got a center like Walnut, like, he's going to make a read 9 out of 10 times, right? Like, or he's going to score the ball. Like, you can know Crown, you guard pick and roll and shit. So, like, man, I'm telling you, bro, that was the one thing about him that was good.
Exactly. He knew, like, they swept us. And he knew.
Oh, I remember that, bro. Burn hit that bullshit.
Right. And with him, what I like about Dre is that he's a scorer, but if you're going to say, if your mission is to stop him from scoring, he's not a person that says, I'm going to fight through that and keep trying to score.
Right.
He's just going to hit the slip, allow his center to make plays. Because that's important. You know what I'm saying? To keep your center engaged.
That shit matters,
to feed your center, you know what I'm saying? Keep your center in it and allow your center to feel comfortable and have the confidence in you that you're going to hit him and allow him to be himself. Because I know if I was saying, I like to pass and create for others, Dre is a guard that's perfect for that because his ego is not going to be like, I got to be the one scoring. You know what I'm saying? If it's not called for him to score, he lets others do it. So that's why I like Dre's game. And I knew he was going to be good. I just kind of felt like, obviously we're like a little family, so I was biased. But I know coming from like the way that we talk to each other and play against each other and the rivalries we had, it was like, I knew that he wasn't going to be like nervous going into that. But I know he swept us. I know that.
No, y'all had a LC. I remember that shit. Hold on. So Sam said, could you ask Crown what's the pros and cons of him at center versus Pete, and do you see yourself as a center down the road in the league?
The pros was that I was a bigger player. I was a bigger player. Like if you were here, I was telling like Dayfri knows, he would just stare at my power forward and dunk on it sometimes. Like I play perfect D. Doesn't matter. I was too small. Whereas on center, I only got limited runs. You know what I'm saying? I got limited runs on that.
You played good that one little game you did play. You like I said, you went crazy. Like I said, the biggest thing though is he basically asking. He wants to know, you gonna play center in the league, or do you think like are you gonna stay power forward? What are you thinking, bro? Like that's what
it's personnel. But I'll say it like this.
I like that.
If we go into wherever, you know what I'm saying, if I'm back with the Hornets, if I'm on another team, if the center is a dog, then I'm going to stay right where I'm at because I know what I can do at this position.
Yeah, the 4, you make a huge impact still. Like, you know how to play.
Right. But if the draft goes away wherever I'm at and they say, listen, we want this dude to come in and play the 4, I'll play the 5. Like, I still, like people, right. I saw somebody say something like, Trent, I saw them say it would be hard for me to transition back to center. Like, you got to like figure out what now it is we just want to give up. Like I'm fully confident in playing center. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ask me to play center, I'll go and play center immediately. That's still my better position. Which
and you kind of it kind of sits your game better because you like to make plays. You pass well. Like that's what people don't realize. If a center can pass, that's the hardest ones to play against because you can't just swing outrageously on them. And you kind of like for you, right? You kind of one of those guys that like I thought you would play center at least a little bit more. Obviously, it worked out for y'all because Pete got in his bag. But like I'm telling you, bro, that you probably I can see you being like a top 5, maybe top 4 center. If you really get in your bag on defense, like on all that shit, you could really do it. And it's like I ain't really gotta tell you. We talk about it all the time, bro. It's like you get up there where you put. Like I said, I always think that defense is the biggest skill gap, right? We always talk about it. That's why I don't really like this game because everybody has defense, right? But every 2K, defense is always the hugest skill gap, I feel like. Especially in, like, the past 2 2Ks where, like, you had a whole fucking real defense. Like, in, like the league build last year and then even the league build before, you had a whole real defense, bro. So, like...
And the thing about it when it comes to that centers thing that I feel like I've taken out of my game is, like, you used to tell me, you know what I'm saying? You saw me play center early in the season, and you had texted me. Was like, "Hey, bro, be more aggressive.
You got to dog some shit first."
I learned, like when people say, "Hey, I used to pass, like, I'm passing wide open dunks out to get." I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like that's something I got in my game. I'm gonna go dunk the ball. Yeah. Like you, if you respect my passing,
that's the thing though too though that I kind of like. Obviously kind of everybody knows, but I'll score first. Like I'll like dog out some shit early in the game, then everything opens up. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of have a happy medium with it, where it's like you get 4 or 5 slips, that corner's dropping the next time when you pump fake once, type shit, and then it's like you can wait out the hash. It's like little shit like that. And then Matt asked you, he said, what Crown did at the 4? You think he goes to center and surpass it? That's what he asked me. I think Crown had probably one of his best years at the 4. I think even the whole league out of all the 4s. You obviously made the rookie team. You made second team, didn't you?
Yeah.
You made second team. You really had a good case for first team all defense. Obviously, you and Brett are right there. I don't think he was really too mad about it because like Brett was doing his thing too.
Yeah.
To be honest though, I think if Crown goes to a team and he's like comfortable with his point guard, I mean, bro, he's gonna put up stats like Slaughter did with the assist. Same with me. Like he's just gonna be able to do his thing. Like the thing with you, bro, is like if you keep playing defense like that, bro, it's like. You're always going to be in the upper echelon of any position you play. And I feel like everybody kind of understands that. That's where my mind is anyway. Like, that's like, everybody's like, oh, why do you have Hezzy so high? Why do you have Gun so high? It's like, bro, that motherfucker plays defense. Like, it's like defense. Like, I don't care if you could score the ball. I don't care if you could do whatever. Play fucking D, bro. Like, so, yeah, I think he has a good chance. He can really do it, bro. And, like, who else? I think we see something else. My top 5 centers. That's a good one, bro. Top 5... Like, it's got to be Rhea, obviously. I'd put Rhea. I'd put Slaughter. I'd put Walnut up there. Shots, obviously. And then it's out of that last one's out of Hezzy and Jomar, honestly. But I'd probably put Hezzy over Jomar.
Yeah.
Who was Crown's toughest player to play in the season? That's what Splash said. Who was your, like, toughest matchup, he's basically saying? Regular season or tournaments?
The toughest player to play this
It could
season.
be a guard, it could be a center, it could be whoever, bro. Like, you could even do both. You could do point guard, you can do point guard, you can do center. Like, obviously, you know how it is when you're a pick and roll defender. You know who's gonna give you hell, on the pick and roll type shit.
You know what? The toughest player to play this season in 20s or reg season. I'm gonna have to say that it was the duo of chalk and shots.
They were hell.
It was literally like in one of the games in the turn, we beat them, but to be honest, we snuck away because they had figured something out. It was just that, like they were plugging and playing so many guys. Like I think they had Slay at the hash at that time.
Yeah.
And me and Gio came to our senses and said, bro, we can't stop this shit right now. Fuck that.
Send a unit.
Right. Slay got to shoot the ball, but it was like, if that was such a pick and choose thing, like if I was going to take up, like me being addicted to playing defense is like, I don't want nobody to score.
Right.
And I got one thing the league got rid of 100,000% for me, which is like, I already had that late in retail, but I kind of felt something in my head about it in the background was like, like playing high and letting the center eat, like, and people, I don't want the center to have 40 points.
Right.
Trying to make the league. in a league, that team made me say, I don't give a fuck what Shots does at a point. I'm about to go stop Chalk. But then I had to double back and say, hold on, he's going for team.
Yeah, no.
Now I gotta go get
thing about Shots though is like you let him get going, he'll win the game.
And the thing about him that I noticed is like you let him start scoring, it's like plus 15 on his attributes on defense too.
Oh yeah, he's dropping the shit, taking a wing. Like, bro, I'm already knowing, bro. Shots is one of them, bro.
Bro, he's just playing great, and it's like you're looking at him, and I'm like, bro, like he's affecting the game everywhere.
So when even out of the corner, he's affecting the game. That's what's crazy.
In the playoffs, so I didn't even know Shots was that kind of person in the playoffs. He's up like doing Euro steps with his controller next to P, and I'm like, hey, Shots, sit down. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking it, but he was in it. In that game 1, you know, game 2, we go in. And my plan was working. You know, I kind of told our team, like, we're down 30. Stop trying to do anything. Nothing's working. Right. We lost. We lost this game. We're not going to come back to lose by 5 and take a moral victory. Just sit down and take this. Let them talk. Let them get their energy out of the way, and let's go play. And it was working in that game. And I was, you know, like, literally. But Shots, I mean, I would block Chalk. He would get the rebound, dunk on me. Yeah. I would block him. He would get the rebound, bounce off 3 people's arms, get the ball, dunk on me. Like, it's... You could stop them, and you still don't get a stop. So I think it was those guys for sure.
Nah, Chalk was one of. Like, I remember we played them, bro, and like obviously we game planned probably better than anybody. And we watched like y'all's game. I feel like the reason y'all didn't win though, for real, y'all didn't press Chalk. Like y'all didn't make him throw the ball up court. Y'all didn't make him be an off-ball player, and that was the big thing.
Yeah, he was too free on those. Like, so he would come up and he would rap every time.
And he was doing the zigzag shit.
Right in the turn, what we did was double off the rap, like. And then slide and rotate, kind of like run like a red straight out of the rack. Right. Where we didn't do that and make that call there, he was so free to operate.
And then he gets to switch, and he's ISOing. And then like the thing about the league is like, bro, you get a step, you can shoot a slow fade, that shit's green. Like there ain't nothing to it. You might as well go get that shit out the fucking net.
And shots that he was missing in the turn, like, you know, one thing the game plan I used to tell when we were in turn, I was like, listen, he's not greening a lot of these shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not shooting at a high level right now.
Right.
In the playoffs,
he was greening them.
That game 1, he came out green. I'm like,
we already knew. So like, that was our game. We watched y'all shit back, and like, I remember y'all was like, y'all let him. We was gonna press him first. Obviously, we pressed everybody, but we was gonna press the shit out of him. And then like, the thing with us was like, we knew Faiz was good, but we didn't know if he could pass, and that was like kind of what the thing was. He could score, but he couldn't pass. So we're like, all right, bet. Well, then Faiz would like kind of give the ball up to, you know, legit or Slay, and then now the possession's dead. Now Chalk has 10 seconds to work instead of, you know, 17. It's a whole different game where he only gets 1 screen now, and like he's got to make a read. So like, I remember watching y'all's game. Y'all was just letting him ISO doing this thing. I was like, oh no, this is not gonna be good. So,
yeah. Let's see. Someone who plays the game, talk to chat. How does that translate to the league? You think it helps?
I mean, it definitely helped this year, right? No way it did it. I thought it was too close to the retail this year.
Yeah. To the league from retail lat in season 4, I was fully comfortable with the movement from day 1. Like the only thing, like I said, the only thing that I went to go do and take pride in and make sure I did it at a high level was shoot.
Right.
But everything in terms of defense, boxing out, guessing where the ball was going to bounce and all that, like. You got to know the mechanics of the game. I felt like I had like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like when that dropped, even that, like I would go play 10s on the league bill. Like I was fully comfortable with that. But the retail helped. But in my eyes, looking at this retail,
nah.
If some of these badges are gone, this makes this, and some of these things are tweaked, this makes it a completely different game. So what we're watching right now, can I say like, it's a comparison, and then like I don't want to be that guy like now I'm in the league, now I'm saying like don't take too much of retail, but I'm just being honest. This retail is
I want to talk to you about that
different.
because like obviously I was one of the main guys that would be like, oh, he don't do that in the league, this and that. I know a lot of people that wasn't in the league, you know, they didn't like when I would say that, and there was a reason I would say some of this shit. Like the game is a lot different. You feel what I'm saying? Like and like now that you've been in it and you've seen it, like I know a lot of people used to not like that shit, like, oh, man, I'm telling you, I used to be on everybody's ass because, like, you know, I would see shit in retail, and I'm just like, there's no way that motherfucker's doing that in the league. There's no way that you're just, you know, whatever. And, like, obviously I used to sound like a hater, bro, but, like, it's one of them things that, like, now that you've been in the league and you see it, and it's like, damn, bro, it's kind of hard not to speak on it when you're like, all right, bro, like, that's bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Type thing. When a motherfucker does some just outlandish shit, and you're like, bro, he didn't do that shit. Like, come on, bro. Like,
No, yeah, like I said, one of the things, like we would play tens against each other, and I would like play the 3-point line, and then come down to the paint and get a stop, and you would be like, bro, like, you're not doing, and I'd be like, you just talking shit.
Yeah, right.
Right, but it's true. This court is so much smaller that things that you think that, and just like once you see that court and you know how far it is to get to it, do you really have it? Not everybody has it in them and say, this, I'm gonna still play like that and find a way to get there. No, and nobody is, like I said, there's a handful of guys coming up the court, stopping and popping.
Right.
Most of these people are gonna get the rebound and stand the hell still and look for their guard.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. And you can take it like I said, I took it personal, so I don't blame people being like, oh, you're just saying that. I'm being truthful. When you sit in that room and you're playing for somebody's money,
yeah, it's a lot different when you got 5 other people next to you, 6 other people next to you, and it's like, you shoot a fucking heavy on the break because you're trying to be him, and when you're in a 3-point game, all of a sudden now everybody don't fuck with you. It's like,
right. and it's like my team, for me, I'm happy to be what we turned into, made it comfortable for me to be on power forward and get a rebound and push. But other teams with real ball dog. That's why I like Sherm. He knew I had some playmaking in me and allowed me to use that to my advantage. Where another guard on another team, like, man, give me the ball.
On some real shit, like you with Jack, like Jack not going for that.
Right. And like how I was a leader on my team on retail, you saw me get a rebound with my center, and I'm like,
you pushing that shit.
You being a power forward now in retail, whoever's hooping right now, I'm telling you, you get a rebound and you're going up the court, you make that one mistake, are you going to keep? Because I do turnovers. Mm-hmm. I think I led the league at power forward in turnovers, but I led it in assists too, because I had the ball. But I knew how I felt. Just me, if my personality wasn't, I know how I felt when I went to go throw that dot and it was a steal. I was like, damn. That's stupid.
Yeah, you're just like, let me get the ball up. Let me pass it this out. That's what I'm saying. Like, cause with me, right? Like, I would kind of do my shit too. I get the ball at the top of the key, and I'm like, yo, ram me. And like, if it works, I look like a god. But if it don't, I'm like, damn, bro, I could have just get the ball back to them type shit. But like, that's why it's tough, bro. That's why it's tough.
And that's just what it is. It's because even at center, even coming into the league at center, like, how you are. You make passes, and I'm the same way. So when I used to you might make one wrong read at center,
right?
And for some other people, that will tuck the game. They might not make that read again. I throw that wing pass and you steal it. I say, good job, you're a dog. I will throw it again. You know what I'm saying? So when you said that and I listened to it from being outside the league, I'd be like, come on, like, I'm not listening to that. It's true because I'm telling you, I see it. You're not coming down.
Good listen to 9 months, brother.
You're not coming down the court with crossover.
Bounce pass to the corner.
You're not doing none of that, bro. Like, you're not doing none of that. And I promise you, for the money, in a close game, you really
especially when you're in the finals too. Like, obviously, I would make my passes and shit, but it's a lot. Like, the game is so slowed down that you can't do that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just go up there and do that shit. Like, the possessions matter so much that you can't, like, kind of. You give him the ball back to your point guard every play because he's got the best interest and the best probably ability to make the right plays. So it's like, that's what's so funny about the league though. When or not the league, but like retail, you just see a lot of guys. I don't even want to tell you no names, bro. But like, Jesus, you just see some of these guys. You're like, bro, you just know better, bro. Like, you're not supposed to be doing that. Like, I get it, work on your game in the offseason, but like, if you're gonna go to the league and still be shit, like, what's the point, bro?
Right, and that's one thing I won't say any names, but
yo, Mike, give us on the Twitch Prime, bro.
Specifically watching these games is just like, and you being somebody that was outside of the league and heard it. I know how. I
was the biggest one that did it, so I already know. Like,
it's the truth though, and then like, I feel bad. I sometimes stop myself when I say it, but if the goal is to get to the league, I can't have you're not fooling me with what you're doing on retail. I can look at it and say, I know you. This is not you,
right?
Because you figure out who you are when you make those mistakes in the room with the same people and you go watch those
for a
broadcasts,
larger sum of money. You feel me?
You go watch that broadcast back and watch your film, and something and you hear Scott Cole say, "I don't know what he's doing." Like you're not coming out that next week with that same swagger you got in the comfort of your own home. I promise, because it's just different. I mean, it's just different.
Like I said, a lot of people want us to drop names, bro. I'm not gonna say nothing, bro. I'm not trying to get nobody out of a job, bro. But it's like, obviously, y'all know how I feel about some of the players and retail and this and that, and like, you got DT, right? Like, I just gonna use DT because I know he can take it, but he doesn't fucking with him half the time. But like, DT on the timeline talking about a lot of y'all are dog shit, this and that. But like, what have you done, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've been in the league how many years? You ain't done shit. Like you had a good season your first season, but back-to-back years, bro, like, nobody knows what position you play. You play lockdown, you play center, you play power forward, and nobody really knows what's really going on. So, like, I'll just use him for an example, right? Even though he's a good player, I feel like a lot of shit is going on, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we're not being spoke on, bro. Like, it's just that's basically what I'm saying, bro. You kind of go on with that Magic team a little more if you want to type shit, but, yeah. But nah, bro, like, the point of this whole show is to kind of let you talk about your shit and, like, this bullshit. Obviously, I'm getting on DT's ass. I love the kid to death, bro. But, like, he knows, bro. You've been in the league, how long have you been in the league for? Let's see. You've been season 2. It's 3 years, right? Bro, look, DT. Yeah. Look, bro. You've been in the league for 3 years, bro. You told me last year, you said, hey, man, I get 2 years and I get a chip, bro. And then last year, y'all was worse than every year before. So what's going on? Like, we got to talk about it, bro. You go to center and Colt dogs you out for the cash, bro. What's going on? Like, what's really going on out here, bro? Talk to me for a minute.
DT going outside.
He said, oh, man. No, that's what I'm saying. So he loves season 2 so much because nobody can score in the paint, bro. He can play fake defense. But nah, bro, like, I'm just glad to see you kind of come in and have the sense you had, obviously. We talking shit now to DT, whatever, but I just to kind of see you come in and do what you did after kind of like, you had that narrative, oh, he might be toxic, oh, he might be this, and like, it's a good feeling, right? Like, out of all the whole Hornets team, you made the rookie team. I think Rigby made the rookie team too, and then like second team, you had a real case for the all defense team. Like, nobody would have been mad if you made it over Bread. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Like, but you had a hell of a year, bro. Like, this was one of them. But
yeah, and like coming, like you said, coming from where it was, man, like it was definitely fulfilling. I definitely, I don't want to. Sometimes I stop myself, I'm saying, because like I said, when you go to the league and you play well and stuff, and then you come back and somebody is just playing out of body on this, it does push me to be like, bro, like, listen, let me tell you something.
It's tough, bro. It's tough. Like,
yeah, I don't want to block my blessings, so I just want to continue my good play in the league, but it's just hard. Because
now you understand though, you feel me? I told you last year when I told you about it, I said, "Bro, you will understand soon." Like, I used to tell you all the time, right. You'll understand.
And it's weird. It's weird too because you not with you, me and you have always been cool. People probably didn't even know. We've been cool for a minute.
That long.
You know what I'm saying? So like, other people who wasn't really cool with me, or I actually had a negative on me to kind of like play cool with me. Like, I remember, I just tell you, the only thing is, I remember, Dayfri.
No, I'm the same way, so I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I remember, like, I won't say names, but there's people that was, before I made the league, that was in the league talking crazy. I blew their ass out when it came. I blew their ass out when it came time. So
I'm telling you, that's the best feeling though, for real. Like, I got my shit popped, every year in retail, by RDG and this and that, whatever, whoever popped. And then when you kind of do their thing, when you go into the league and you just flood that shit, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Like what you said, say it, crown on Bubba talk. I'm not, man. Hey, what's
Look at that. Look at
that. What they talking about?
What I say? You blew their ass.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. Y'all fishing now. All I'm saying is there was guys out there that was talking, basic. Some people try to stop the process, maybe hold me out of the league. You know what I'm saying? And we just, they made them cough up some change. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, it's nice though when you actually win that big money. Like I said, and that's the thing though, is like the tournament money's not even the big money for real. Like,
yeah,
I know. You know, because you won the tournament now, but like the fact that even winning that is like more than 98% of the league though, for real. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the biggest thing. Like when you go out there and you actually you compete, you made it to the playoffs, bro, and you know you did your thing. It's like
if you didn't win a tournament or or at least make playoffs, that check is dog shit. So
hey man, that little 30 whatever it's I don't even know what the base salary is anymore because I ain't made it either year. You know, let me stop. Let me stop. But my point is like, bro, that's what like a lot of people don't understand in the league though. Is like a lot of people get into the league and they kind of just like they're cool with that, you know, and like I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know why it's a real thing or whatever, but like y'all like anybody that's getting in the league, bro, a lot of the prospects or whatever, if you get in, bro, don't be that guy. Like, don't be that guy. Just please, like, go in every day trying to make some more money. Like, watch the film, you know. It's like, take the shit serious, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna talk too much shit. Hold on, my fault, y'all. My fault. I ain't gonna talk. See, I've been good this offseason. I ain't really been talking shit on Twitter. I've been good, bro. I've been chilling. I ain't even talking about shit no more, bro. But, like, my biggest thing is, like, just, like, don't be that guy to just not do anything, bro. Like, just please, bro. Please.
Yeah. I especially, you know what I'm saying? Like, could you imagine, like, if I went and I was dog shit, you know how many people was gonna be on my ass, like talking like crazy to me, man. Like, if you somebody that's outside of the league and you talk your shit, and you know what I'm saying, like, you better come in the league and produce, bro, because there's people waiting for you.
Ass, bro.
There's people waiting for you to slip up. Like, when I went to the bench, oh my goodness. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they was on your ass on Twitter. They was on your ass.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was you, Bread, there was a few people that, like, you know.
I hit you up. I was like, yo, bro, you good. Like, just keep your head on straight. You're fine, bro.
Yeah, y'all had kind of stepped on that for me. But people was ready for me.
Because he was hitting me up. You're like, bro, what the fuck do I do? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm going to keep it a band with you, bro.
Hell yeah.
It's like, bro, this shit, nothing to it, bro. This, you keep your head on straight, you'll be just fine, bro. And, like. Right. And, like, sure enough, you come back, bro, and you run the league for fucking a month. You know what I'm saying? You ran it for, like, you won the turn. It's like, y'all was one of the best teams for that whole little time. Like, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, bro. look at Sav, bro. Him and DT are so funny, bro. Nah, but kind of talk about, like, the All-Star game, too. I seen Sav say something earlier in the thing. Like, All-Star game thoughts, bro. You know, y'all was grinding for Accelerator and shit, bro. You just got it at that point. Like, we didn't grind for no perks. I'm running out there with no perks. I got perks on. But the thing is about that is, like, the West team, y'all just played the game retail way more than we played. And then, like, Jack obviously didn't play the All-Star game. No offense to Vandy. Vandy did his thing, but we obviously were not prepared compared to they was. They was running all kinds of rotations I ain't never seen before. They was cracked, bro. I ain't gonna lie, for real. They was cracked.
Yeah, no, they
after we got our shit popped up to game one, I went to the bar, bro, and I got me a fucking Moscow Mule, and I went and sat my ass on a bench. That's all it was to it, bro.
No, that at first, you know, I thought it was just gonna be like a, you know, y'all just playing around. You know,
they was trying to flood that shit. But that's the thing though, when you got three Wizards, you know, on the All-Star team, it's like the West, obviously, you know, we took care of business, so they took it a little personal. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot different because, you know, they wanted to bust our ass. Like, they wanted to really bust me and Jack's ass. That's really what it was. So, like,
yeah. Talk about East-West competition.
To be honest, bro, the East is really bad, bro. The East is top-heavy as fuck. Like, if you think about the East, right, you got really, like, 3 teams, maybe 4 that are actually, like, real competitors. But, like, the West, I mean, bro, like, the Kings didn't make playoffs, right? Like, that's the team that makes the playoffs easy in the East.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You think about, like, some of the teams that made it in the East or had a chance to, right? No offense to the Knicks, bro, but, like, they were an average team all year, whatever. Like, obviously, the Grizzlies were one of those teams that, you know, they might have not made it in the West. Like, the West just had so much depth, like, if you think about it, right? You have the T-Wolves, the Pacers, you got, I mean, bro, you got the fucking Jazz, bro. You got the Warriors. Like, the Blazers made it, and it's like, you think about all those teams, it's like, it's just crazy, bro, like, to think about. You think the Knicks are better than the Kings at the end of the year? I don't know, bro. It's tough. I mean, you can make an argument for it, actually. I mean, the Knicks were in their bag.
Yeah, at the end of the year, but if putting them in the conference from start to finish, I don't think that they make the playoffs.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot different. No, I agree, DT. No, Duck was killing it. Duck was in his bag, and like I said, yeah, the Glow and Nate finally got it figured out.
But if they were in the conference and would have played,
Jazz, I've been playing the T-Wolves every other week. Yeah, you playing the Jazz, the Warriors. It's like, Like, there's no, we probably wouldn't have been 22-6 if we were in the West, to be honest with you, bro. We probably lose 10 games because the West, like, even like the even their bad teams, right? The Cavs, you had to worry about them taking a game off you, right?
Yeah,
Like, you had to worry.
We claw our way in at the bottom, at the 4 or 5 spot.
That's how I feel about the thing. Yeah, I feel like
We
we're
might
maybe
have
like
been
the
a
2 seed.
yeah.
The thing with us, like, we knew the T-Wolves, like, the T-Wolves just had it. Oh, and then Coach King asked, he said, what have you been working on? Ask Crown what he's been working on this offseason. I guess gameplay-wise, content-wise, whatever way you want to answer that.
Gameplay wise, I'm working on being I have to prepare for the possibility of playing with a center that is not only capable but wants to guard their pick and roll. If you know what I'm saying, if I stay at power forward, so I need to be prepared to go to the corner. So like, I'm working on film like that. I'm working on playing, working on in content wise. I'm just trying to grow my brand. Like, there's so many things I'm trying to do. Like right now, I'm in the process of getting organized. I just moved into my new crib, so it's like I want to get this partnership on Twitch. Want to get some merch out. Trying to work on this YouTube stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to solidify that stuff on the left, but also like that's what I'm doing for the out of game stuff. I'm obviously mastering my center craft. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be the best center I could be.
You should play a little bit of the 4 too. A little bit of the 4 too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then I've been playing some of the 4, I took the opportunity to Dayfri, you know what I'm saying, like to learn that because, like I said.
And crush, having crush always helps too.
Right. And I keep it a stack about my game. Like if that's my weakness, that's my weakness. You know what I'm saying? The traditional part of power forward is something that I'm not elite at. I can play it, but not to the ability that I'm comfortable with, like for my reputation. So, yeah.
I like this one though, right here. Dre is so funny. I love this though. He said, "Why do you think the Grizz started to decline if they went on that run?" I'm gonna keep it a band with you, bro. They was 9-1, and then they just ran into them. And you know who them was? That was us. They played us, and it was like Vandy seen ghosts for the next 4 weeks, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro, we really fucked on the Grizzlies bad. Bro, oh my God, that was my favorite week of the season. Bro, follow was like crazy. They were talking about, they had the fucking Memphis Grizzlies posting, oh, #1 team in the league, this and that. Oh, I was so happy to fucking play them, bro. Oh my God, I could not wait, bro. I could not wait, bro. I could not wait to play the Grizzlies that week, bro. Oh my God, bro. I was so excited.
But what happened to them, too, was what happened to a lot of individual players across the league. People caught up to what they were trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like they had grinded the game so much, so they came off fast out the gate. But once people got into scrims and got into,
like seeing some film on somebody,
start seeing the film, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I'm not comparing, obviously, y'all know, I'm not comparing him to this person, but do y'all remember when Jeremy Lin came into the league and was whipping people's ass for them 3-4 weeks?
Yeah.
And then they went and played the Heat, and the Heat had that, everything that he wanted to do, they had that down packed, and he was never really the same again after that. Like,
you just seeing ghosts after that. Yeah, he was just seeing ghosts.
Yeah. Then he was whipping people's ass. Then he seen ghosts, and like, he seen, Voldemort took over, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what happened. And that's just what it was. Because I wanted to play against the Grizz. I didn't play against the Grizz. I was on the bench still, but man, I wanted to play because I had been watching so much film on him. I felt like I knew everywhere he was going. And then, shout out to Doug's in that game too. Like that's part of the reason I respect him is because, like he's such a good person and like. But I'll tell you a story. I went to he was in the bathroom. I caught him in the hallway and I said, listen, I know you're a nice guy. Get your ass on that pick and roll. You've been watching film with me. Go do what you're doing. He
was in his bag though.
He took care of that. Yeah.
He had like 4
he took care. Yeah, he took care of that. He's the reason that we split that series. So yeah, I respect the Dougs on that because he literally caged that shit. So
the one dude asked it, what's the importance of post draft? I think post draft, one of the things that like obviously you can play it, but like it's not that like important in my personal opinion because like somebody like Sav, right, like 630 last year, he didn't, the year before last year, he didn't play no post draft. He just played team up, and then when the pre draft came, he just dominated. And like obviously, I think it helps like to keep you like kind of fresh, keep you like kind of like whatever. But like it's not like that big like important unless you're gonna like push content with it, right? If you're gonna do stream, you're gonna do YouTube. If you're just gonna play it to play it, don't do it. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, if you want to play, I'm not gonna tell you not to play, but like it's not that like you gotta perform in pre-draft. That's the big thing. If you build your content shit in post-draft, yeah, do your thing. But like that's really about it, bro. Like
it's a kickstart. I can get on the radar, but are you going to continue that momentum when everybody comes home? And then, like, when I came back from the league and I said it, guys are like, who do you think you are? But I'm serious. When I played post-draft, what, you know what I'm saying? What did you tell me? When I was like, bro, like, I'm trying to make this league shit. You told me straight up. You played post-draft. That's cool, but you got to play and compete.
You going crazy. You going against crazy against Billy Bob 34. You're not going crazy against a walnut, a shots. You're not seeing like the top dogs.
Exactly.
That's the difference too. That's the difference too, though, about the league. Is like you got to come with that shit every practice because like you're not playing. You don't have a game off type thing. Like obviously like the Hawks were bad, whatever, but like most of the teams like they had good players. You know what I'm saying? So you got to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? That's like the biggest difference between like pre-draft and post-draft in the league. It's like you don't get the WR Open you'll play so and so and you're about to just fuck on them. You don't gotta say nothing. But like in the league, bro, you don't get none of those. Like you just don't, bro. Like, but I'm telling you, that's the big difference. Hold on, I think Nick asked something. What did Nick say? He said, "How much you prep for games and what do you do on both of us?" You can go ahead first. Cause my shit, I get crazy with the prepping. So,
well, first of all. It depends on who I'm playing, and what I'll do is like I watch film almost every day. What I usually do is like I bought an extra monitor for our facility, and I'll be like shooting with somebody like in the middle of the night, and I'll have the film of the game of who we're watching, of who we're playing, like on the other screen.
Just kind of
and I'll do that
mindlessly type thing.
Right, I'll do that all week, and you know what I'm saying, like so that I'm comfortable knowing exactly what they got going on. And I kind of like bring it to the team and I'm like, we'll go in a scrim. Obviously, it's not against that team, but I say, listen, I want to try something here. And I'll tell Wes, hey, can you schedule with so-and-so because this point guard is similar to who I think what his game style is. And I want to be able to try out these defenses, these rotations and stuff like that. And then after that, personally for me, I don't know, like, so like they kind of show it in the like the pregame locker room thing that we kind of got. Like me, what I'm saying, I'm a energy guy. Like I need some meat. I need some energy music. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of get into this like real serious thing. Like a lot of people know me for my communication, but y'all don't know like when I get into a zone, like in the turn, like I didn't have words. I had high fives that off a stop. Like when I was getting into my bag, I would tell the team what we did beforehand and really lock in. And that was something that West was like, hey, I know you committed. I can see it in your eyes, like you locked, but I need you to get out that zone and still continue to like talk and lead with Gio and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because I would find myself in like this real deep like trance, like playing the game, like trying to find stops. But I think that the film thing is like I don't walk into games not knowing what people want to do.
Right.
And the only time that the film thing stared me wrong was the Sixers series when I didn't account that Dre knew me and he was using what I wanted to do against us. Right. And that got them the second game because the first game it worked, but they, burned when it hit that dumbass shot. So I went and tried to do it again and I got to react to it. But I've never gone into a regular season game or a tournament game not knowing what's up.
I'd say that I let just the groundwork anyway.
I'd say I let us down in the Nets series, not trying to act a fool on stage because I wasn't happy. Looking back at it, I wasn't happy with what we did, and I should have went stronghold a little bit more inside the games to make adjustments. But that's usually what I do, man. I probably know every single person's tendencies and all that. Like I watch film every day.
Yeah, so for like me and our team anyway, like I've talked about it before, but like we obviously had the synergy shit. I don't know if y'all had synergy or not, but like we had the little synergy app, whatever, so you can break down you like did every play. You know, so you could literally watch a one play, or you could watch every 3-point shot by Dre, or every 3-point shot by 630, whatever it was, right? So like what we would do is like Jack would watch his film. We watched. So what we would do is like day before we'd watch film together as a team. Then we go home, watch film. Like I usually watch about 3 to 4 hours of film a night, depending on like who we're playing. If I really wanted to win really bad, like I could look on my phone right now actually show you up. Like I remember we lost to the Magic, and I was like upset because I didn't prepare well for him, because I kind of thought I knew him type thing, and I did, but like I didn't like have a game plan set for us. So like when we lost, I watched like 7 hours of film against Gen G, and like if I could show this on the screen, but like just to kind of go through like all this, like the shit was crazy. Like I literally had a whole fucking 3-page novel of Gen G, like just Gen G, you know, their tendencies, their whatever, and like I think we were so good because we had Justin who would do his own game plan, Jack would do his own game plan, and I would do my own game plan. And then when we'd come together that morning before our games, we basically would be like, we compare and contrast. Like, all right, what do you see here on this? You know, how when they run this, or when he does this. Jack was really good at like, Jack would be like, oh, when he does this move, he goes this way. Or then Justin would be like, all right, well, when he does this move, he goes this way. And then we kind of like would pick apart a person, right? We'd pick apart like a Dre. Like if he does the pull back here and he does this crossover back, he only goes back to his right hand, you know, or like vice versa with like certain players. Well, then we had that. Well, then we had, for me, I was more like everything on defense. So I'd be like, all right, coming up the court, he only throws same side cuts. So our same side corner we could play. Like we played the Grizzlies. It's like, all right, if Vandy gets badged, they call a wing stop every first play. So play the wing stop. You know, shit like that. I was good at like noticing little shit like that. And then like you knew what teams really like. So this is another thing too people don't realize. Teams would throw cuts, but like they would only throw it from like, either they threw from the other, opposite side or same side. They didn't. A lot of teams didn't throw both side cuts besides like y'all and us and like maybe the T-Wolves. So like we would like the Gen G, right, for instance. Gen G never threw an opposite corner cut. If they cut from the opposite corner, it was a 2-step. So like you just stayed on the 2-step. If there was a cut on the same side, they would throw that cut. You know what I'm saying? So like it was like we knew coming to the court, if same side cut, they're throwing it to Don, no matter what. There's a cut. But if it's like if the cut's on the other side and J Money's going left, like towards the middle, it's a 2-step. We're sitting on that shit. And so like we would have like so much shit, like just basically understanding situations, understanding, okay, we can run triangle or we can run stack here because he's looking to throw the slip later in the shot clock. And like, you know, just shit like that, bro. We was like, that's why I feel like we was so head and heels above everybody when we prepared, because like when we played the Jazz, right, and like obviously Splash is one of those guys. Like Splash is one of those guys that he don't really have tendencies, right? Like Splash loved shooting his fade to his left hand because it was easier to shoot, right? So when we were on 2-man, we made him go right because he didn't like shooting that right fade. And when he would do the right fade, he'd always hit the same side corner. And he would do the slow fade just to throw the fade. So we just flinch at him. So like Splash, we made Splash go to the midi over and over and over. And we knew eventually Splash loves to shoot threes. We all know, we call him Steph or whatever. So whenever he admitted us to death in game 1 and they still lost, I knew he was going to get impatient. So we stick with the game plan. Obviously, we took away his left fade. He couldn't shoot his left fade. And on the 2-man, we hedged high on this left fade, and then we let him run right, and we got late contest. On his ISOs, we took away his left side, made him go right, and I can get back to his right fade. It's slower. And then the thing is, I'm shoving him to the paint, and if he dogs me out, he dogs me out. And the thing with Lottie was a really good guy with 2-step guy. Like if it means like he catches the ball, he can make a play in 2 steps. 1-2, green. 1-2, dunk. 1-2 pass. You know, type thing. So we just ran triangles on him. We'd run, you know, hypers on him over and over and over and over. So like the 2-step shit wasn't there for him. So then he had to make real reads. He had to really sit behind the screen and work. So like that's what we would kind of do type thing, right? Like we knew if Splash went corner, he's looking for his quick shot to his left and like type shit. Like same with like Dre, right? Dre was a good guy, but Dre never really slow fade. So you could kind of play under the screen a little bit because he quick stop. And then the thing about Dre was you could bait him into slips because if you play high early, Dre's throwing it no matter what. And like the thing about Dre too is Dre loved shooting going right. Well, he switched. Early in the year, he would shoot going to his left because he wanted a blinder shot on his left side. Later in the year, he started shooting to his right and he would drive left. And the thing about Duck, right? So Duck's another guy. Duck would only drive when he would drive. He wanted to do it behind the back when he went to his right hand. But if he went left though, he would wait you out for a minute and then go. You feel what I'm saying? It's a little shit like that. We would like break people down to a point where we knew exactly what they were gonna do every single fucking time. It didn't matter, bro. And like, so all right, so we'll do Sav, right? So like, I have like all this shit memorized, but like with Sav, right? Sav's a left stick guy. So Sav will never throw a quick slip. That's not in his arsenal. But Sav will wait you out as a center. So, but if you can sit on him on the first shot, his first shot always, he's gonna wait out your life. The thing about the Sav though, your lockdown has to fight back the ball every single time, bro. It has to happen every single time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your lockdown has to be one of those guys that's just blitzing him, because Sav is gonna fucking basically run around the fucking court and look for a shot the whole game. And the thing about Sav too is like he don't ever throw the opposite corner pass. He'll throw the hash pass, he'll throw the late slip, and he'll throw the same side corner. That's about it, bro. And like, so like that's basically. I don't want to give up too much shots, but like, I'm telling you, bro, there's so much shit that like y'all don't really realize. Like, that's why I said people don't take their job seriously. Me, Justin, and Jack, like, when I tell you we watch film, like I got a whole notebook right here of film, bro. Like, people just like tendencies are written in my notebook. You feel what I'm saying? It's like there's so much shit that like it's easy to know. Like, if you haven't, like I said, like when we play, like we're in WR and shit, Crown out, we're on Xbox. You're gonna see it when we break down. You know what I'm saying? That WR film. When we had to play somebody and it's like, all right, we're playing Kai now. Cause I have Kai's film, like I have like 4 pages on Kai because he doesn't really have tendencies. But like when I tell you we're gonna break this shit down to a point where like me and you are on a string together. Like Deanie, hey, I'm telling you, bro, like that kid listens and like he understands. And like the thing about Deanie and Brandon, they don't really watch much film, but they just listen, right? So like it's really just like a mixture of everything. Like if you don't have to have everybody that's cracked on film, you know, whatever, everybody has their own game plans, but like to understand people that can listen and understand the people that can kind of go off of a game plan. Like if you tell me something, right, if you see something I don't see, like Justin does it all the time. Like Justin's like, yo, Ryan, I want you to play this right here. And I'm just going to listen to him because he's seen something I didn't see. So we're going to do it. And like that's the big thing, right, with film is like being able to listen and also being able to prepare in your own sense. So that's really bad.
Yeah, and they can't get us now because we're home. I remember when we was talking at the hotel. You know, it was like me, you, Gia, and I heard when we were talking about this. Remember, you was telling me about Jack watching film while he played. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be mad how our season went because we didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't. When I sat there, I was like, bro, like, I can't be mad how this turns out because I know. And like I said, I used to talk to my team and say, bro, like, there's no way that the Wizards won and they're the favorites to win again and they work harder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
think that was the big thing with us too. Is like we understood that. We understood that we didn't come back with like the same shit, like the same intensity. We didn't have a chance because the league got better. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all was a team that was really good out of nowhere. Same with the T-Wolves. They got better with Con Slaughter. And it was like obviously Bear looked comfortable again. Like Bear, like the point guards that scare me the most, the hardest ones to game plan for, aren't the ones like Sav, aren't the ones that like, you know, like Splash. No offense to any of these guys, are great players, but they don't scare me as much as guys like Bear and Keena. And it sounds stupid, Sherm. Those guys scare me because they have brains. They run raps. They call cuts. For me, that fucks up my game plan because like, all right, he's gonna do this move, so I'm stepping here. But guess what? If he calls a cut, I'm fucked because I'm out of position. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why the Keenas of the world and the Bears of the world fuck me up because like it's a mind game, bro. And like you know how it is when you're a pick and roll defender. If a guy wants to jack shots, you can give him a different look every time. But like when a guy actually sitting around running raps and you gotta show in the corner, get back, it's like it's a lot harder to fucking play defense, man.
And that's what I hated with the Wolves because I spent so much time. So when we first started playing, Bear was fucking me up. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, like, Bear's smart, bro.
Quick little movements and stuff. So by the time mid-season came around, you know what I'm saying, like I had caught on to Bear. You know what I'm saying? I had watched enough to know like, okay, I know
when he wants to pass, you know when he wants to score type thing.
But the thing about it was when I did that, then he has no ego. He doesn't give a damn if he's not the one with it. So when I stopped him, he just gave the ball to Kai, and Kai can
do the same shit.
I want to throw opposite corner here,
yep.
and you play it, he's not going to throw it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's nothing those players that's on that other, it's nothing predetermined. Like they
don't have real tendencies. Like they have tendencies to score, but they don't have real tendencies. It's the difference between making a play and scoring, right? Like just making like even if it's like an extra pass that turns into a 3 for the another pass, whatever. But it's like that shit matters, bro. Like when you play that's why it was hard to play the T-Wolves. Was like Kai and Bear were so like smart on offense. Like it was so hard, bro. Like it was like dude, I'm telling you, they were so just good at like, bro, I remember we ran triangle on Kai one play. Next play we tried to run stack, and he knew he was running stack. Like he just I'm talking about right when Deanie stepped out of the corner, he fucking out of it. You know what I'm saying? Type of shit. And then he's walking me back and then throwing the slip to Slaughter and the Slaughter. You know what I'm saying? He just like Kai like they had unselfish players. You know, and that's like the hardest thing to play against is people that don't give a fuck about who scores. Like, you know that now.
Yeah.
Like, but like that shit is tough, man. I'm telling you.
And I debate this with people about these guards all the time. It's like, like I said, people love the fancy scores and stuff like that. But I used to say people like, I'll tell them, if Sherm comes out and has one of those games, we're not losing.
Right.
And even if he struggles, we're still here to go get the game. And a lot of people can't say it. You understand? Like I'll give an example. I don't want to give somebody's name, but I'll say it like this.
Just say it, bro. Just say it.
All right, look, I'll give you an example. If Duck and the Knicks come out and he is 1 for 11, I'm beating them by 30. We're up 25. If he is 1 for 11, I'm up 25. We're this shit is over.
Right.
I've seen my guard come out and have a bad game and struggle and be like, bro, that's on me. I got to pick it up this next quarter. But we only down. But we only down 4. He might be missing shots, but did him missing shots lead him to have 10 turnovers? No. You understand? Where it's like another guard, you're struggling, you're checked, and now you're not calling anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to find your rhythm, and now your team is getting flooded. Whereas like with Sherm, I always felt we was in striking distance no matter what.
He keeps you in the game. He just one of them guys keep you in the game. He gonna keep. That's what we talked about it before we started. He just keeps you in the game. Like,
can you be a guard that puts a band like you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna bleed in these games. It's
right.
2K is game of runs. Mm-hmm. But can you patch us up to go into the half down 7 instead of 16?
Yeah, instead of 14, 15.
You know what I'm saying?
Where it doesn't look attainable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And I always felt we could be down 11, anything. I always felt, especially in real games, it's like this shit is not over.
Right.
Because I know we can go get stops, and I know that my guard has shown they can wake up at any moment. It's like,
and that's the thing about Sherm too is like if he's not scoring, like a lot of guards, if they're not scoring, they won't they kind of check out of the game. He don't check out.
Right,
he's still calling out shit. He's still trying to look for his shot. That's the thing about that's the thing I like about with Jack, right? We started game 1 of the finals, and Jack's 0 for 6, bro. Like to start the game out, we in the first quarter 0 for 6.
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
And we down 1 at the end of the first quarter, and Jack's freaking out, Jack, and because we used to come to the huddle with Jack's like, I'm just gonna jack shots. I'm like, no, you're good, bro. You're getting open shots. He just missed open shots. I'm like, you're good in open shots. Keep running your shit. I was like, bro, we're fine. And then, down the stretch, Jack's one of those guys that just keeps, wearing you down. Sherm has the same tendencies, kind of like what Nick's talking about here with Bear and Keena. Like, even if they're not going to kill you to death with scoring, they're going to wear you down. Like, you got to worry about an off ball. You got to worry about a cut, a dex back, a two-step, everything on the court. Your corners can't just stare at the point guard. He's got to stare at his guy, this guy, and he's got to worry about that guy over there. He's got to worry about the cut right here. He's got to worry about the slip. Everything. That shit matters. So it's that's the big difference, I feel like, with the skill gap in the league with point guards is the guys that can score are great. I mean, around 630s of the world. Splash is getting better with plays. I feel like him playing with me is getting better. But the guys that just look to score, right? The guys that are just you know what I'm saying? You know those guys. The guys that are, they basically pass because they score too much. It's so obvious. Yeah. They're easier to play against than the guys that make you think every play. The guys that, or I have a headache after playing, the Warriors. I have a headache after playing y'all. The T-Wolves especially, because it's bro. There ain't no telling what Bear about to do, bro. Bear can run a two-step, vice versa, dex back, and then all of a sudden he shoots a midi, and it's what the fuck, bro? You know what I'm saying? It's
when we played the Blazers in the tournament, it was we knew every stop that we got, we knew Bash was either going to come down and have to succumb to having to hit Goofy, because the personality of Goofy is if something is struggling, he wants the ball.
Yeah, he wants to get involved. He wants to get involved.
So the other reads, we're okay, we're playing 2-on-2 here. You understand? Pinch this floor and make him. We get a stop here. He's getting frustrated, and his personality and his tendency is oh, I'm gonna turn this around. I'm gonna go get a bucket.
You'll get one.
So we know if he's 0 for 4, he wants to go change that. Yeah. He still wants to score, and later in the game, it becomes you press start and you see Goofy with 4 points. You know that he's in the air. Hey, I'm open on the slip because I'm baiting the slip the whole time. Mm-hmm. Go, and I want you to think it's open. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and throw that, and that's what we was able to do there. Is because, like you said, a guard is only, those scoring guards. it's a limit to what they can do.
Yeah, they're like they're a
me.
high volume guy, right? Like one of them guys that like if they get going, like Bash against us, and we played him in the semis. He got going in game 1 and gave us 35, and it's like, all right, when he's in that type of bag, it's hard to beat him. But it's like, can he do it every game? Can he do it over and over and over? Where he's got to like see the different looks over and over again. And like that's why I've turned to learn like about the league, especially, and even like centers. We can talk about centers for a minute, like this shit. You know what centers are slip happy, and you know what centers want the ball to score. So like for you, right, when you're a pick and roll defender, we're both pick and roll defenders, so we know. You know what centers you can kind of bait into like doing dumb shit, like to just slip when you're not supposed to. You know when like they get missed a couple times, you know they're going up right away because they're rattled. Like you know you can give them different looks. Like I remember we used to do it all the time. We would let a center basically get close to the team, and we would just run a crazy rotation and make them lose team. We did it against Pete all the time. We played y'all. Pete be 2 off team or whatever, and like he's real aggressive. Then we run a different rotation now. He goes up with a heavy. You know what I'm saying? Then you don't have no team. Then we're good on the on the break. So it's like. That's like little shit too, like understanding your personnel, understanding like your centers, like you can know your shooting guards, like yeah, we would do it against y'all too, Nick. Like we would, like the thing about us is like we didn't care about like little bullshit, bro. We didn't care about like the dunks, we didn't care about none of that. We knew who the guy, like the biggest thing about defense, like understanding who's the guy that can actually beat you, right? When you play the T-Wolves, you knew Bear and Kai could beat you. No offense to Slaughter, but like I don't think he could beat me. Like you know what I'm saying? I was head to head in the finals last year. I think he's a great player. I think he's not a killer, if that makes sense. Like I think he's a good player though. Like I'm not gonna say he's not a dog because he is a dog. But like we would kind of use that to the T-Wolves' advantage because we knew if Kai got going, we knew he was like that. Like you know what I'm saying? It was like one of those he could kill us. The same with Bear. If Bear got going doing his shit, it's like all right, we gotta worry about him. And like to go on for more, it's like with y'all, right? We knew if Rigby and Sherm got going, we were fucked, like type thing. But we knew Pete couldn't really put us in a grave type thing. But what's kind of funny with the Nets and the Jazz, you have to worry about 2 guys that can kill you, and they're 2 power spots. You got Splash and Rhea, and you got Chalk and Shots. So then you got to be able to step on the screen, and then you got to have somebody on his ass in the paint. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be now we're really on a string. Those are the ones that are hardest to beat. So like,
right there, and that same when you say like that was the one frustrating thing for me playing power forward was I only have a say in so much. Of the game, it is going to boil down to something that I can't control in certain instances. You know what I'm saying? I can get stops, I can do whatever I want, but at the end of the day, I'm a power forward.
Yeah,
like I'm in the corner.
You're not gonna be able to do that much on offense type shit. Like unless you get left open, whatever, you can't really do that much. Like
whereas like I found myself like that. Like I was playing power forward, and I played for some good teams and stuff coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't the greatest player. You know what I'm saying in retail, but I knew that the whole reason I had made the change from power forward to center was like, bro, I'm not going to get seen the way that I need to get seen to make the league playing power forward.
Because the thing about center, like you on both sides of the ball, so you can, you know, what I'm saying, it's a lot different when your energy's on both sides. You know what I'm saying? You're going to play every play, so nobody knows.
But the last thing I say about the guards is like, I like guards that are kind of like resemble 2 different people. Like you know what I'm saying? They have. Right. Like, I remember we used to, one game we'd come out and be like, well, we would lose a hard-fought game against y'all in a scrim and be like, boy, we did a good job on Jack. Mm-hmm. The next game, he would look like a completely different. Whatever he was doing in that first game, if it was, he was going right and I was able to pluck him there, well, now he's going left. He's dying.
He's waiting out your blitz, waiting out to see whatever.
Play that made adjustments, whereas, like, I tell people the same thing about Sherm. It's like, Sherm gonna come out one game, and I'll go to talk to Sherm like, Sherm, I need you, baby. Like, come on, and then the next thing I know, I press start, and Sherm got 29 points and 13 assists.
Yeah, he's in his bag.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, I'm telling you, those guys that are one fast, like, when it becomes that, when a team can counter and looks like they know exactly what you want to do, and you don't have the ability to change that in your game, you can't beat. There's nothing you can do.
That's a fact.
It's like it's nothing. So.
Hold on, what do you say right here? So I feel like y'all went through team take B-Rich because he would always have a boost on shooting with his badge. People would forget that he was so close to. I mean, Nick, to be honest, bro, we use Brandon as a decoy a lot, right? Like everybody kind of thought Brandon was bad. I mean, y'all had a real reason to think that he was kind of bad at the start of the year. The thing about Brandon though is like we kind of, I mean, in a sense, Nick, we did do that. Like we did understand. Like we would understand nobody would really give a fuck if he was open or not. Let him just shoot. So he would never pop his badge. So, like, we would just do it like that. But with me, though, it's like I know people were going to drop on me if I get close to the team. I didn't even hold for team for real. Like, Like I did it once against the Nets. I got team, and I got it against y'all on the tip off. But yeah, bro. To be honest, that's really it. Like Brandon was kind of like our decoy guy, though. If Brandon could give me, I told him at the start of the year, he give me 4 for 6, 12 points, we gonna win every game. And he gave me more than that in the finals, and we swept. And it's like that guy's special, man. I'm telling you. He said, "What do you think is the hardest part of being in the league?" That's for you. That's from Coach Nick Gartrell.
For me as an individual, being that I'm an older player, and I'm a vocal. I got into the league being scouted as somebody real vocal, and kind of like a leadership role. I think learning when you first get into the league, learning and understanding who's around you and how to still be a leader. Being like, what I'm saying, like I had to figure that out. How can I still be a leader and be at the forefront of being a rookie on
without
the team?
being like a toxic guy either type thing. The narrative bullshit. You already know.
Yeah, and I got obviously Nick. Like I said earlier, I got that wrong. Of trying to come be a stronghold. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how you do it. It's about adapting and learning people's personalities and stuff of how to be able to still, lead with them, lead together. Everybody, can lead. That's something that I didn't really do at first. Like I'm used to leading alone. Like, what I'm saying, I'm at the forefront, and then I bring guys with me that raise their play and raise their attributes and bring what they bring to the table. Versus in the league, being a person, being there, everybody has something that they're able to bring to the table, and you have to be more than willing to accept that and to have that be at the forefront with you. So I think it's just about learning who you're around. That's the most important thing. Knowing who you're around.
I agree with that. And, like just kind of reading the room type thing.
Right. And like if you're a person that is in a league and you have a say of what kind of comes into the culture of you need to understand who you are as a person and bring in what talk to the people that are in the front office or whatever, who's ever bringing people in that match that culture, because the culture is important. And like I said, I will always use it as an example, and not just because I'm on here. When I was in Dallas, I told you that Wizards team moved like an AAU team. They was in all the same gear, moving together. It was on one string, and that's what I'm gonna season 5. That's how I'm moving. Like, what I'm saying, like the team that I play with, that's our culture. We're gonna move on one string because, like I said, looking back at it, they won a chip. I can't sit here and be like, damn, I could have won a chip. No, I couldn't have. We didn't work hard enough to win the championship in the season. You know what I'm saying? When I sat in the hotel room and I was talking to Dayfri for like an hour or two shooting the shit about preparation and stuff like that, in my head I said, we don't deserve to win this shit. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like we can, and I'll take it for sure. We could sneak in and win it. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like we did work and deserved to win the turn. But when you look at the chip and you look at what other like your peers are saying, this is what I did to prepare for this and this and that and that. And I'm watching this man pick up a notebook pulling. We didn't do, you know what I'm saying? We didn't do that. You can't cut corners to win the big money. You could survive and go on momentum and win a tip off or a turn. But that tournament is going to come. That championship is going to come down to who earned that. You know what I'm saying? So that's who I want to move with next season.
Oh, I like this question a lot. Hold on, let me make sure I ain't missing that question. I won't even really speak about the Raptors, bro, Phoenix, because like they just kind of like everybody kind of knew the real there. I'm not gonna talk too much shit though. Like they had some crazy ass internet, bro, on some real shit. This is what it was, but like they weren't terrible. Lynn, we want to do that one. Do you feel like the regular badge I feel like Lynn, the regular badge just had like Rillo though. Like even though it was useless, I feel like if you had your badge at center, you could kind of run around and do what you want. People wouldn't throw the slip as much because you had badge. Like I don't explain it, but like in my head, I feel like it worked. I hated holding for team, bro, honestly. And then I like this one a lot, though. He said, how much do you think coaches impact? I believe you play pro by yourself, but now growing into a structured environment, you think it's easier or harder? You can answer that one. I feel like coaches matter a lot in this shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, so I'm just going to say this, and you know what I mean? Like, Wes, I still talk to Wes almost every day just because of the person that he was for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, was I mad when I got benched and stuff? Of course, but at the end of the day, that's still like a friend to me, like, somebody who's looking out for me who I could talk to about real life.
And I can tell y'all had a real life relationship when I seen y'all like interacting like when y'all was in Dallas. So like
we have a
value that shit. You value that shit.
Right. And I'll say it's extremely important because you have to have that. He could come to me and say, Crown, you playing like shit. And because of the respect I have for him as a person, like not even so much the X's and O's of 2K, but because he could come to me and talk to me about real important shit, I open up my barriers to him being able to demand better from me. And the same how he had that with Gio, it was incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'll say like, not so much when we look at coach in the 2K league, and we spoke about this, you know what I'm saying? Is it so much X's and O's on a clipboard? No. But is it personal relationship and showing that you truly care about the people you brought into your system and having around to where they're comfortable? Yeah, it's a huge impact because, like I said, Wes was able to pull us to the side, was able to look at us and say, listen, this is what I want from you. I remember one time we had a bad practice and Wes went off and, you know, it might have caught everybody off guard. And for me, I loved it because I saw that somebody cares about this shit just as much as I do.
Yeah.
So huge impact. When I saw that, I was like, Wes, man, I gave Wes a hug. I'm like, bro, that's what I need from you to demand that I get up every day here and say like this shit is not acceptable.
Right.
So I think the impact of having a coach that could talk to you as a person and say let's forget 2K for a second, but let's connect on with our personalities is huge. And that's what Wes is one of those guys. Obviously, we didn't have the best record, and y'all went back to back. So you know what I'm saying. But in terms of one of the coach of the year, like that man was a great person for everybody in our system, and went above and beyond to have us make sure we was taken care of, to make sure our psyches was right. I told Wes I'm tired from the season just the other day when we talked for about a half an hour about finding a middle ground to be able to recharge your battery. Like he's just a great person.
No, yeah, he's good. He's just good people at the end of the day. That's the big thing. Like with me, kind of like with Pat, right? Like Pat's not like super vocal. He's not, you know, whatever, bro. But the thing about Pat is like he understood our dynamic, right? Me, Jack, and Justin kind of are like crackheads in a sense where we were always like talking our practice. We're always getting into it. So he understood that like he didn't really want to step on our toes, but like he knew when to like kind of put us in our place too. Mainly me more than anybody because I need it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and I'm the best teammate in the world. People know, bro. I get upset, whatever. But like the thing about Pat was good is like he's one of the guys, man. He understands that like we need to go out and shit and have fun. He understands that like we need to go out and drink a little bit, whatever it is, right? We need to like like I remember one day, bro, like we had a shitty day like the day before, and like he took us to fucking Top Golf the next day. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, bet. Like we just needed that, to kind of kind of lock in, refocus, and to kind of understand that like the coaching side of it. A lot of people don't understand like what coaches do, and obviously it's a little bit different. But Pat was like one of those guys that he just understood that like if he doesn't like smother us with all this bullshit, blah blah whatever, it's like we're gonna do our thing, and to kind of keep us level headed, like basically whenever it came time, if I was getting out of line, he would get me right type thing. Be like, Ryan, stop doing your bullshit, whatever, and we're back locked in. And like the coaching shit, like you really value those relationships with those people because like even though I play real sports, this and that, whatever, like Pat's still one of my favorite coaches I ever had just because he understands the little things of how to make a team work. So like if you can get like the off court shit, which he did, and like I think Wes understood that too. He did barbecues and shit with y'all, and it's like that shit matters, bro. Like this shit just matters to get out the game a little bit and kind of realize that life, you can get out there and get some fresh air and shit. It's not all life or death type thing for the league. Even though you want to win the money, obviously it's a job. You gotta have your happy medium. With the whole deal too. So, and what prospects do you think will have a smooth transition to the league? Coming in, to be honest, bro, it's a good one. I think Zay, the guy you're locked down on PlayStation, he needs to talk a little bit more, but like stick skill wise, he's one of the best. Like I think he's really really good. He's smart.
Yeah. Definitely is in my eyes one of the best people I've ever seen play defense. The kid that when everybody was reaching 15 times, I had to say, bro, can you reach once?
Yeah, that's what I peeped with him.
He just plays real defense, bro.
Yeah,
his press is real. Like he's a talented kid. But that question is tricky though too, because better it has to. You have to go into the right situation.
Yeah, you
Depends
gotta
on
be
where
in
you
a
land.
you gotta be in the right spot for real.
Yeah.
You've seen it a
So
lot, like even went crazy, right? Even though like obviously I think he could have handled that situation like better. I feel like crazy went into a spot where like he didn't think he had a real chance, and like that fucks with you, right? Like that just fucks with you, like in like the situation where if you go to a team where you think you don't have a real chance, it's like you're 2 steps behind already, you know. So like that's what I'm saying. When you go into the league, obviously it's like I don't want you to think, oh, I just gotta shut up and not say anything, whatever, because I'm in the league. But it's like you gotta realize that like a lot of these people are trying to make money too. Like you could kind of change your own culture in that sense, like, and that's for me speaking on experience, because like with me, you know, I was on the Mavs season 1, and I tried to like change it, and it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. You know, Dimes ain't really fuck with me like I thought he would, whatever. And then like season 2, I kind of didn't really want to like. We was in a spot where I couldn't really like, I don't know, kind of be the person I wanted to be. We had a weird dynamic with our team, like, and so I just wish I would have handled shit better in both years. Like I wish I would have just been a better teammate, just been like understanding the situation a lot better. But like now, kind of seeing it from like what it's supposed to look like, it's like it's easier to kind of prepare for like the worst type thing. You know, if we come next year and like the whole Wizards are just fucking dog shit, I understand how to handle it now because I've been in that situation. I understand like what it takes to get out of that situation, and I've been on both sides of the spectrum when it comes to like a great team and a bad team. So like that's the biggest thing like when you these prospects. But like kind of go more, I think obviously Zay. I think if DJ gets in, if DJ can get his head on straight, bro, DJ would be great. DJ's one of the few centers that can score like left. Him and Rain both. Like I think Rain has a good chance if he can get in. And even if they don't play center, bro, they both can play like they both can play power forward, kind of crowned it. And for point guards, bro, I think Cooks Iverson, obviously, he's got a good chance. He looks good. I like Johnny Red. I really do. I think he's a good player. I just feel like he bailout passes every play. And, like, that shit, obviously, bailout's in the league, so I can't say shit, but it's, like, just a bad habit to have because eventually they're going to take that shit out of the league. But
yeah,
the only thing, I think he's a good player, though. I think he, like, understands it. And I like that Green to Nice kid on their team, too. And then obviously on my team, I have Glenn and Greens. I think they're both going to be good players, depending on whenever they go. But yeah, dude, it just really depends how like people come into the league with the mind. It's like mentality coming in, like mindset, honestly. So
I like I like what I've been seeing. I like what I've been seeing from Rain. He's playing with Sherm right now.
he's
Like
been doing his content shit too.
right, and the thing about it is like you said, like DJ, the talent level that he has is like you don't maybe some people don't even realize it until you get on center and you play and realize you have to account for him in
You just gotta worry
every
about him
play.
trying to dog you out.
Right. Like you understand, like that is somebody that is like when I was playing to go in the league, I would literally be like, okay, it's DJ tonight. I gotta hoop because he's gonna try to kill me. And that's my man's. And I know like he's gonna bring his best. I think that he's done a good job, like, changing the image, especially like being went to the post draft event in Dallas. He was there. I think he's did a great job changing that image on him. I think that if he continues down that, he'll be successful because he's already shown like he can come from being on the left side of the spectrum to taking accountability and knowing what's up and you know what I'm saying, kind of like what I had to do rolled up into one in my first season where it was like I got that in the season, what took my benching, took whatever happened, and was able to come out of that successful. So he's already had that learning experience. I think Johnny Red, I think he's going to be tough. I think that at a shooting guard position, being able to put the ball on the floor, being able to create, I think he's going to be pretty
He plays
good.
solid ass defense too. Like, he plays
And I think like you said, Glenn and Greens, I think they're super 1,000% committed. I think Glenn is definitely putting in the work.
I just feel like they're both coachable. Like they both like understand.
Right, exactly.
Like, they understand.
Eager
They
to
need
learn.
to improve, and like that's why I like now. Like, I play with Greens. He calls a rap every play. Like he's trying to get Glenn more involved, and like the game is just easier instead of when you're doing shit like that instead of just sitting behind a screen every play. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the big thing. But hey, I got a haircut in 45 minutes, so. The big thing here, though, obviously, I appreciate Crown coming on. You killed it, bro. Like, I ain't even gotta say too much, bro. You did your thing. But but everybody came out of stream. We streamed for 2 hours and 15 minutes, man. I can't even speak on how much the support has been. But it'll be up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, all probably by Thursday. But yeah, fellas, I appreciate everybody coming out of the stream. Obviously, obviously Crown, you can do your little shit if you want to, but Crown did his thing. Obviously came on, said his story, kind of spoke on what he was talking about, and like I said, it was fun, man. It was really fun.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on here, man. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We're out, and y'all be easy.